All right, there's no sound right now, but good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever Lehigh Sports Broadcasting Club edition of a football broadcast. We are really excited to be here today on this beautiful, partly cloudy afternoon here at Goodman Stadium on Goodman campus at beautiful Lehigh University. Again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alec Eskin. Alongside with me is Zach Porter for this opening day matchup between the Lehigh Mountain Hawks and the Villanova Wildcats. Now, coming in this game today, we have a lot of big storylines. I don't know which one to choose from first because they're all very important. But let's just start off with this one. Kevin Cahill in his first ever game as the Lehigh head coach, looking to make a statement today here in his first game. Zach, how are you feeling today about his debut?
I'm feeling pretty good, Alec. Kevin Cahill has seen a lot of success lately in his career. He's coming to Lehigh after 10 seasons at Yale University, the last 4 of which where he was the associate head coach and the offensive coordinator. He led one of the best offenses in the FCS and the best in the Ivy League. And they ranked in the top 25 in the FCS in total offense for the 4th time in the last 5 seasons that he was there. And in 2022, his last year with Yale, they went 8-2 overall and 6-1 in Ivy League play to capture their 3rd Ivy League crown in the last 5 seasons, of which Cahill was there for all of them. Yeah,
like you said, they're a very, very impressive resume here as the first-time head coach comes over to Lehigh. And a lot of people seem to really, really like him so far. From what I've been hearing, I have not heard a bad review about him yet. So hopefully that translates onto the field today. Now the Now, my next thing is also what is more occurring on the field, and that's the QB race between Dante Perry and Braden Sobor. So on our depth chart, it's Dante Perry or Braden Sobor. So there is no starting quarterback. Now what Lehigh did last year was they would have Dante Perry start, but then Braden Sobor would come in later in the game. It's a very interesting strategy, and I'm kind of curious to see if Cahill decides to do this for the entire year, or if he does this for a few weeks and sticks to just one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he goes with. Him coming in as a new head coach, you want to see if he changes things up from the last regime or if he keeps them the same. I do believe we'll see Dante Perry get the start today, and I assume he'll stay in the game unless Cahill feels that he should come out for Sobor.
Yeah, and last year, I think that when Perry struggled a bit, Gilmore would oftentimes go right to Sobor, and it was definitely interesting because they definitely were two different styles of play, but the results didn't show on the scoreboard. One thing that both these quarterbacks have to do is they have to get rid of the ball, and they cannot throw interceptions. That is one thing that killed this team last year.
Yeah, as always, interceptions are killer. You want to hold the ball as much as you can in football, and you want to take control of the game by having as many possessions as possible for as long as possible. And that's what Kevin Cahill looks to transform with this Lehigh offense this year. Him coming in with his offensive background should help with that. He also has experience in developing quarterbacks before coming here. Over at Yale, under Cahill's guidance, quarterback Nolan Grooms thrived in his first full season as a starter. He threw for over 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns, and he also had over 700 rushing yards with 6 rushing touchdowns as he won Ivy League's Offensive Player of the Year.
And again, definitely all stands out. And again, we're gonna see a lot of action here today between these two teams. And Villanova has had success over the Mountain Hawks as they won last year, 45-17 at Villanova. It was a game characterized by a lot of deep plays and some blown coverages. 2 or 3 times in that game, Villanova had a receiver get down the field and no one was within 20 yards of him. However, but right now we will take a little bit of a break for our national anthem. Once again, a great rendition of the national anthem by the Marching 97, the marching band at Lehigh, who has done a fantastic job over the many, many years they've been in existence. And we are just under 10 minutes from the start of the opening game between Lehigh and Villanova. And you can feel the excitement in the stadium today. A lot of A good amount of people showed out today for these two teams, and I am impressed with the amount of Villanova people who came out today because that is not an easy drive. I'm from the Delco area, and from there it's about an hour drive, so not very easy at all, and especially on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, well, we talked a little bit about that last game. I'm sure these Villanova fans feel like they might be seeing a pretty good win here. Last year, when they opened the season against Villanova, Lehigh was away at Villanova and fell to a 24-0 deficit early in the second quarter. They were to battle back and cut it to 31-17 in the third quarter. But Villanova scored the last 14 points of the game to finish them off 45-17. So Lehigh certainly hopes to reverse that outcome today, especially with home field advantage this time.
Yeah, and again, this team. I feel like they want to make a statement. Like last year, 2-9, a very underwhelming last year. I think the team had a lot higher expectations. And I think that year resulted in, again, a lot of people just not liking with the direction of the team, and it presumably led to the firing of former head coach Tom Gilmore. And let's see if the new start can give the Mountain Hawks a jump start for this year.
Yeah, 2-9 last year, 2-4 in the Patriot League games. Lehigh was 6th out of 7 teams in the Patriot League last year. Very unfortunate season.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. It was definitely an unfortunate season last year, and I remember distinctly the game against Lafayette where Lehigh probably should have won that game, and they were driving down the field, but in the red zone they just could not score. For whatever reason, they just whenever they got like in the red zone, their offense just stalled. And part of it was play calling, part of it was execution, part of it was a little bit of everything, honestly. And with this new coaching staff, you got to wonder if they can minimize those mistakes and minimize the turnovers and the blown opportunities.
Now, Alec, let me ask you this. With this new coaching staff, with Kevin Cahill and the new guys that he's brought in, do you think the focus should be on, like you said, limiting mistakes and playing a sound game, or getting a bit more creative on offense and trying to fool teams a bit more?
Now that is a great question. I feel like you need to limit the mistakes, because when teams try to get fancy, that's when the mistakes tend to happen. Now, if you feel really confident in a play working that's a little unconventional, then you might say, all right, yeah, let's go for it and see what happens. But in this game, you cannot afford to make any mistakes against this team. The Wildcats are one of the premier teams in the FCS. They come from the CAA, which is mostly the Mid-Atlantic teams, Richmond, Delaware, Nova, of course. So a lot of local teams. And as the Mountain Hawks are just about to take the field, and you can tell this crowd's starting to get very excited for this game.
Yes, this should be exciting right here. Finally about to get started.
And again, this is the first time Lehigh Sports Broadcast Club has ever broadcasted a football game. So we're really excited too. And this is also our very first broadcast of the year, and we're going to bring you many more this year as well. Last year we were really happy with the success of the broadcast between baseball, softball, women's lacrosse, and men's lacrosse. So I cannot wait to see what the future unfolds here in the fall 2023 season beyond, as the Villanova Wildcats take the field. And a rousing cheer from the Wildcat fans here at Goodman Stadium, as now the Lehigh Mountain Hawks take the field as well, with the cheerleaders running with the Lehigh flags, with a letter on each spelling Lehigh, and the band playing alongside the Mountain Hawks running out. Again, really great atmosphere today, and again, a good crowd coming out for this opener.
Yes, yeah, this should be great with the crowd right here. It will certainly help to have that crowd behind them playing against such a tough team as Villanova. It's not easy to go away to Nova Stadium and try and beat them like they did last year. But now they're going to try and do it at home, and they've got all of Lehigh University behind them.
Yes, they do. And Nova last year, again, in conference, they went 4-4 and overall 6-5. They're good. It might not sound like the greatest record, but they're a really, really good team, and they're one of the better teams in the FCS and the CAA. And now it looks like we're just about set to get ready for kickoff here at Goodman Stadium. And Lehigh's gonna have to watch out for some good players today. One of which is Jaron Hayek, who is the 2020 who was on the 2023 CAA preseason team and was on the CAA offensive first team last year. He's going to be a big threat for the Mountain Hawks, and they're going to have to bring it today if they want to contain him. And we are doing the coin toss right now. Okay. Villanova is one of the toss and is elected to receive. That's an interesting strategy there from the Wildcats. Normally you would defer.
That is an interesting choice right there. Now, I don't blame them. Sometimes you want to get your offense on the field and just working quickly. If you can get out to that early lead and just shut the other team down, you have a good chance of winning. And that looks to be what Nova is going to try to do.
So let's start off with the starters on Nova's offense, Lehigh's defense. So starting for Villanova quarterback is Connor Watkins, the graduate student at 6'3". At running back, it will be Jalen Jackson, another graduate student. Then wide receiver, Jaron Hayek, Rajon Pringle, and Jalen Sanchez. At tight end, Antonio Johnson. At right tackle, Temi Ajero Tutu. At right guard, Nick Torres. At center, Jake Pitchard. At left guard, Michael Corby. And at left tackle, Stefan. At right tackle, Stefan Voltaire. And on Lehigh's defensive end, Matt Spatney. At nose tackle, T.J. Burke. And at defensive tackle, captain number 69, Dean Colton. At defensive end, Trevor Harris. Linebackers are Tyler Ojorski, Mike Danucci, Javon, and at utility, I would say Javon Adderley. At strong safety, Logan Jones. At free safety, Nick Pelican. And the cornerbacks are Andrew Worthy and Donovan Lassiter. So we're able to get all those names before the kickoff, which is great, and we are ready to go as Garrido steps back. Whistle blows. Takes 2 steps to his right, or to his left, I should say. Here's the kickoff, and it's an onside kick. Who's gonna get it?
Wow.
And I think Lehigh got the ball.
Wow, what a play.
And it is a Lehigh football. Oh my goodness, on the very first play of the game, Lehigh tries a surprise onside kick, and it works.
Now that was just perfect execution there from Garrido. Perfect light kick, and I think it hit off one of the Villanova players. They couldn't get their hands on it, and a Lehigh player was able to fall on it right away. That's exactly what you want to see there, and we talked about getting creative a little bit. That's creative.
Yeah.
First play of the season, and Cahill surprises everybody.
And now Lehigh will start off at their own 31, and we're going to have to go over the offensive starters now because let's see. No, wait, they're not going to start at the 31. I was about to say they're going to start at their own 45, and it looks like it will be Dante Perry starting at quarterback.
It's a great first position for Lehigh. 55 yards to goal.
Perry takes a Sobor takes a snap. There's Jamil on the outside, and he will be dropped for about a 4-yard loss on a bubble screen to the right side. Interesting play call there coming out of the gate.
Yeah, that's tough right there. I think he wanted to surprise him right there. Jamil's got some great speed and quickness there, but just
Lehigh going
break
quick.
free.
Sobor gets the pass, throws to the tight end, who gets about it's about 3 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 10. And that was tight end Nick Williams, the sophomore. And Lehigh with a quick-moving offense right now, with Bray and Sobor and Gage Garcia in the backfield. Sobor in the shotgun. Panazan over the ball. Sobor takes the snap. Looking, running to his right, fires downfield, caught by Jamil, but it won't be enough for a first down. It'll be about 4th and 7, and Lehigh looks like are going to punt.
Well, not the best first drive you want to see there from Lehigh. Sobor did a good job on that play of escaping the pressure and trying to make something happen, but unfortunately just not enough to get the first down there after the first 2 plays got next to nothing.
Now punting for Lehigh will be Ben Banks Alta Cruz. He is the senior at standing at 6'1". Alta Cruz.
See if we can pin him deep.
Ball is snapped. Kick is away, and it's a good kick, and that's going to go roll into the end zone. It was a good kick, and it took a Lehigh bounce, but no one got down there in time.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate right there. It bounced right to the side, and you thought maybe it could get recovered by a Lehigh player, but unfortunately it just took one extra bounce into the end zone there.
So a 3-and-out for the Mount Knock offense to start out, and the Nova offense will come out onto the field after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this first ever broadcasting edition of Football for Lehigh Sports Broadcasting Club. It's Lehigh versus Villanova, and kind of a wild start so far. First play of the year was an onside kick recovered by Lehigh. However, there was a 3-and-out, and Nova will now be at their own 20 to start off their offense.
Yeah, you talked about Jaron Hayek a little bit ago as someone to look out for. Certainly, last year in 8 games, he had 810 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging 101 yards per game.
Watkins takes the snap, hands off, and that's going to be a 11-yard gain for Jalen Jackson and a first down for the Wildcats. And Nova now at their own 32. And Nova, what we said coming into this game, was a very strong offense.
Yeah, they have a great rushing offense. That's really their main thing. They averaged 189 rushing yards
Watkins
per game
takes the
last
snap,
year.
throws to the sideline. It is deflected and incomplete. And a big hit there from captain Mike DiNucci to break up that pass.
Love to see that aggressiveness from Lehigh to start the game.
So both these offenses so far mainly have operated out of the shotgun. Watkins makes an audible, and he is an empty set. Calls Jackson over. Watkins. Another audible. Watkins will. Man, he's taking a long time to snap the ball. He does finally, and it's a read option. It is incomplete. Nope.
It's a tight window. He was trying to fit it in there, and he nearly got it too.
Yeah, and that was you were right. That was a tight window, an almost completed pass, but it was incomplete. Nice coverage there from both Worthy and Adderley, I believe. 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcats as the music comes on in the background.
Out of the shotgun again, I think we can expect another pass here.
Watkins. Snaps his foot, takes a snap, blitzes on, and throw will be incomplete. Dropped on the sideline there by number 19, Rajon Pringle. And now bring up a 4th and 10. Now the Nova punt team will have to come on. So a nice stop there for the Mountain Hawks after allowing an 11-yard gain to Jackson to start off.
I would say that's a little bit of a lucky break there. I mean, wide receiver had the first down there if he just made the catch in bounds and just couldn't quite come down with it as he was sliding to the ground.
Yeah, and again, Watkins had protection. It was good protection on a blitz. Now it will be Matthew Mercuso to punt. Gets it away, and Jamil will receive. And he's running, and he will get to the 39-yard line, or 38-yard line of Lehigh, I will say. And there's an injured player for Nova down, and I believe that is number 1. T.D. DeRosier. T.D. DeRosier is currently down on the field. And looks he gets on his back.
It's really unfortunate. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, you don't want to see players get hurt the first game, and they're also. This is a game that tends to be the one where a lot of guys get injured.
Yeah, I mean, coming back from the off season, you're just starting to ramp up. You have the preseason and practices, but not full games yet, as he's able to jog off the field under his own power.
That's
good to see.
And that is really good to see. And we're going to go into another commercial break with Lehigh getting the ball back at their own 38-yard line. So a strong defensive affair so far, and we'll see what Lehigh's going to score the second time around. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing as we go into as there's 12:08 left in the first quarter between Lehigh and Villanova. And again, it will be and Silver was the starter today, and he's still in on the second drive. So let's see how he responds after going 3 and out the first time. He'll take the snap. It's a read option, hand off to Gage Garcia, who gets dropped for a loss of 2. Looked like a little bit of trouble on the handoff there.
Just excellent coverage there from Villanova. They were able to cover their blocks and cover the gaps. There was really nowhere for him to go.
Now, Lehigh moving fairly quick here. Sort of no huddle, kind of like the Chip Kelly offense.
Don't remind me of the Chip Kelly offense, Alec.
Yeah, that's fair. Sobor makes a call, and an offsides penalty by Nova. Lehigh was able to get Nova on the hard count, and Lehigh will get 5 yards out of that.
We'll take it. Silbor was waiting for a while right there to snap the ball and was able to get him to jump.
And that's a great job there by Silbor, getting Nova a jump on the hard count there, and now it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Mountain Hawks, and they have a chance to pick up their first down of the day.
Think they rush it here again?
Let's see. 2 men in the backfield in the shotgun. Silbor doing the hard count again. He'll take the snap. He'll take it himself, and he is dropped in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. And a great read there from number 91. From number 91, Aiden Howard. And that's not what they wanted to do there.
Yeah, he got into the backfield quickly.
Third down and 10. Garcia in the backfield with Silbor. Silbor takes the snap, fires downfield, and is over Jamil's head and incomplete. He had him open, but just couldn't execute the pass, and now will be another 3-and-out for the Mountain Hawks as they will punt.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit disappointing there. Some execution errors there.
And again, it'll be Ben Banks Alta Cruz here to punt for the Mountain Hawks, as our papers are blowing around a bit.
Got a strong wind behind us. Beautiful weather today, though. About 75, 76 degrees, partly cloudy here in Bethlehem.
Oh, it certainly is. Alta Cruz doing gets the snap. Punt is away, and decent punt here, and a fair catch by number 19, Rajon Pringle, and it will be at about the 25-yard line.
Some good punt coverage there from Lehigh special teams.
And we have another commercial break, but do we want to talk through this one?
Sure. We'll talk about a little something. So, I mean, we've talked a little bit about Villanova and Lehigh's last meeting. In 18 games that they've played against each other in football, Villanova holds a 13-5 edge against Lehigh. The last time Lehigh beat Villanova was in 2006, and the 4 other wins all came 1924 and prior. So Lehigh is not used to winning against Villanova, let's say. They're looking to change that today under new head coach Kevin Cahill. He unfortunately never faced Villanova during his time at Yale.
Yeah, and Nova is a very good football team, and so far today it's been a defensive and special teams affair. I mean, their special teams came up large already in this game with the onside kick recovery, and their defense was able to get a stop after a third and after allowing 11-yard gain. So, again, let's see if they can respond again and get another stop.
Yeah, I think, like we said at the beginning, it's sort of about limiting mistakes. It's which team's defense is going to break first and allow a big play from the offense to move the chains all the way down the field. Right now, each team has been very solid.
And Nova's defense has been very stout today. They haven't. I mean, they did not allow one first down on the first 2 drives, and whether it's the pass or the run, they've been able to stop it. It looks like that Lehigh's a little bit slow with the execution. It looks like that's what's costing them so far. But regardless, Perkins and the rest of Villanova offense not Perkins. Watkins will come out of the field with the rest of the offense. And whistle goes. Watkins takes a snap, handoff to Jackson. It's a flea flicker, and Jackson will get around the left side, and it will be a first down. And stop by forward progress is number 1. TD TD Duro DJ, who got hurt earlier in the game and now is back on the field. So now Nova at their own 38. Watkins again. He'll get the snap. Screen to the right side, and it will be stopped by Lehigh after about a 4-yard gain. Antonio Dotson with the 4-yard reception for Nova. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, that was a good tackle right there by Ohoyski to stop him. Villanova's offense brings a lot of speed to the table, and they're trying to utilize that right here with that reverse handoff and then the screen pass right there. Lehigh just needs to keep him in check.
Watkins takes a snap again. It's a read option, and it will be dropped and incomplete, and lucky that Lehigh didn't pick that off. And that was Justin Marcus there on the receiving end of that, and again, that's the second drop pass by Nova today.
Yeah, I mean, they look a little rusty right here. And these are 2 passes that receivers really should have caught and gained yards on that they have not.
We hear that classic AC/DC song in the background, 3rd and 6. Can't say the name of it though on air though. Watkins takes the snap. Lehigh rushes, and it was caught. Wow, and out and on the left side, and that will be just short. What a play there by number 25 for Lehigh in Donovan Lassiter, who makes the stop after number 82. Jalen Sanchez decided to run behind the sticks and not go for the first down. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
That was a very impressive tackle right there. I mean, if he broke free of that, there was nothing but green between him and the end zone right there. That was completely wide open field, and he was able to get him on the legs and take him down.
4th and 1. Nova's going for it. Watkins takes a snap. It's a read option to the right side, and Watkins is going to get it. Watkins keeps there, and he will pick up a first down on about a 5-yard gain.
It's a good play right there for Nova. I think Lehigh's defense thought they were going to try and shove it up the middle.
Yep.
And just that little bit of trickery right there was able to get Watkins completely out in the open.
Now whistles blow. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Doesn't appear that there's anyone hurt.
Referees are gathering in the center of the field.
Interesting. Not sure what this is about. Okay, so it's a play. It was a play clock. It was a game clock issue. So they were going to reset the game clock to 7:51. Interesting. 4 seconds off the clock, or back on the clock, and now the clock runs again. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Nova at the Lehigh 48 now. And off a nice read option there from Nova as Watkins gets a decent gain out of it.
Yeah, Lehigh's defense is going to have to focus up right here.
Watkins takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle, and a big gain there for number 28, DeWill Barley. Barley picks up a first down on about a 14-yard gain, and Nova's offensive line opened up a huge hole up the middle.
Yeah, he just burst right through it. Was able to pick up the first down right there. We've been seeing that a lot from Villanova's offense today. A lot of these big chunk plays where they're getting almost all 10 yards of their first downs in just one play.
Ball is snapped. Ball is handed off again. Again, another big gain for Nova on a run, and that's going to be about 12 yards, and that will be number 2, Jalen Jackson, up the middle there for the Wildcats, and now they're just outside the red zone at the Lehigh 22.
Yeah, now this is dangerous territory for Lehigh. They want to stop him here and keep him to a field goal. Definitely don't want to give him the first touchdown of the game.
Watkins in the backfield again. Takes a snap, runs to the right side to pass, and is complete to number 1, TD
Iodaragier.
TD Iodaragier. And he will pick up a first down for the Wildcats, and they are now at the Lehigh 7 and on the doorstep of getting their first step of the year and the first score of this game.
They've been using Iodaragier a lot today so far.
Yeah, and interesting enough, I don't think I've seen Hayek get any receptions, which is the guy we were highlighting in the pregame show.
Yeah, no, not yet, right? We will see him. We know that.
Watkins takes a snap, run up the middle, and this time it will be stopped for about a 3-yard gain, or I'm sorry, about a 2-yard gain. No, I was right the first time. 3 yards for Jackson, and it'll be second down at the Lehigh 3.
Now, do you think Nova's just going to try and rush it straight up the middle again and try and punch it in?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, like, that's what's been working for them so far.
Yeah, they've got a couple more downs to go for it.
Two tight ends to the left side. Jackson to Watkins' left. If they're saying for run, that's what it looks like right now. Watkins gets the snap, runs to the left side, and he leaps, and he is just short of the goal line. It'll be third down at the Lehigh 1 after he tried to leap in for the end zone.
Wow, that was a hell of a jump from him, and a hell of a hit from us to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, and Nova is signaling. Nova on the sideline thought they had a touchdown, but it doesn't look like they're going to review it. And
pretty clearly that he was stopped before the line.
It's third down and 1, and let's see if I can pick up a stop here. 2 men in the backfield. Watkins takes the snap, and Jackson is in. Touchdown Nova on a 1-yard run. And that's Nova's first score of the year, and they take the lead 6-0.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to see right there. Lehigh just couldn't keep them out of the end zone after they got all the way down to the 6-yard line. It's really tough with this Nova rushing offense to keep them.
Matthew Mercurio on for the extra point try.
And Mercurio on for the extra point try, and that will be good.
And the kick is up and good.
And Nova out to a 7-0 lead to start off this game. And are we going to have a commercial break? Let's see. It doesn't look like it. So we'll stay on air, and Lehigh will get the ball right back. And this offense has got to get going soon, because you do not want to get far behind this team.
No, of course not. We talked about it. Nova's going to try and come out early and come out to a big lead. You can't let them do that.
No, you cannot. And let's see, this Lehigh special teams can come up large here.
Now, what's going to be tough for Lehigh this year, and you just saw it on their defense, is only 4 of their top 10 tacklers from last season are going to be returning this year. Their captain linebacker, Mike DiNucci, led everybody in tackles last year with 93, and he is returning. But 3 other of Lehigh's All-Patriot League honorees on the defensive side of the ball are not returning this season. So a big loss on the defense, which has been very stout the past 4 years.
Nova kicks it off, and Jamil will just take the ball in the end zone, and Lehigh will start off at their own 25.
Touchback, so Lehigh will start out with football, 1st and 10.
And let's see if it's going to be Perry or Silbor out to start off this drive. And it will be Silbor still. Silver struggled a little bit in this game so far. And honestly, the entire Lehigh offense is struggling. Again, Nova, again, a really good team, really good defense.
Yeah, they really got to get it going right here. You can't give Nova another possession early here to try and go up 14-0.
Silbor takes the snap back to pass, thrown over the middle, and that ball is caught. And breaking a few tackles is Kennedy, and he's going to get a first down. And
Wow.
11-yard gain for Kennedy, and that's Lehigh's first down of the day.
That was some excellent work in the open field by Kennedy. Breaking tackles, juking guys. That's what you want to see from your playmakers once they get the ball in their hands. Just let them work.
2 men in the backfield with Silbor. He'll take the snap. Back to pass again. He looking, and he's going to get sacked. And that'll be about a 4-yard loss. And White Line will get the sack there, and Silbor holding the ball a little too long there.
Yeah, Garcia was actually able to pick up the blitz right there and block the one guy coming in quickly, but Silbor just didn't get rid of it, and eventually the pocket just collapsed.
It'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Mountain Hawks. Silbor takes the snap, hand off to Garcia on the left side. He fumbles the football, and Nova's going to get the ball back.
That is not what you want to see there from Lehigh.
A brutal fumble there from Garcia deep in your own territory, and Nova will get the ball back at about their own 28. That's the mistake you really cannot afford to make there.
Yeah, we talked about the limiting mistakes, the keeping possessions at the beginning of this. And that's just giving one away to Villanova, and they're already knocking on your doorstep now.
Yeah, and Garcia, he did have a problem last year with fumbles. That was an issue with he's a really good running back, but one of his issues is running the football, and one of his issues is taking care of the football, and that rears its ugly head right there. And it'll be a first down for Nova for the Lehigh 28, and Watkins currently alone in the backfield.
Yeah, he did lead the team last year with 618 rushing yards, playing in all 11 games.
Watkins takes the snap. A little bit of miscommunication on the handoff, and that's going to be a stop for no gain. And there was number 28, DeWill Barley, on the handoff, and it's second and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looks like he may have run into his own lineman there, trying to escape.
The handoff took a long time to happen, and looks like it cost the Wildcats there. I think it's 2nd and 9, or 2nd and 10, I think. Watkins takes the snap, tries to hand off. Throw the end zone is caught for the touchdown. A 28-yard TD pass to Pringle for a 28-yard gain, and Nova goes up 13-0.
Well, that was a beautiful throw and catch there. He just looped it over to the back corner of the end zone, and Pringle was able to just turn around and find it. He got a couple steps on his man and was wide open.
Yeah, he got behind Logan Jones there, and Villanova goes up 13-0, pending the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good.
Early 14-0 lead for Villanova.
1:53 to play in the first quarter.
Lehigh's got a lot of work ahead of them if they want to come back from this.
Yes, they most certainly do. And right now it's It's not looking great for the Mountain Hawks. On offense, they just can't seem. There's nothing doing right now for the Mountain Hawk offense. It's 1:53 left to go in the first quarter. Again, still time, but like you gotta figure it out.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely still time left in this game. It's just that going down 14-0, that's a big number right there. That's 2 possessions right off the bat. You're going to need to answer right here. You cannot give the ball back to Villanova without scoring.
Yeah, I mean, this could potentially be the game here. Especially with considering what Nova's done the last 2 drives, and the defense, it looks like they got to keep the defense off the field because they're getting kind of tired. Like, I mean, Nova's had possession for the vast majority of the game.
Yeah, well, Garcia's fumble particularly hurts with that, giving the ball away so soon after Lehigh got it back on offense.
Fair catch by Jamil, and the Lehigh will get the ball back at their own 25 once again. And again, let's see what quarterback will come out. It looks like it's still Sobor.
Now, Alec, do you expect them to go more into the passing game with a 14-0 deficit, or will they continue to try to punch it up there using the running game?
I think they'll stick with I think they'll go with the pass here. I think they got to find a way to stretch the field a little here. And that ball is snapped. Sobor runs to his right, throws to Johnson. It's caught, and that'll be about a 15-yard gain for the Mountain Hawks, and they're gonna get the ball at their own 40. A good pitch and catch there from Sobor to Johnson, and first down for the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, that was a great play call right there from Kevin Cahill. Got Johnson wide open.
First down 10 for the Mountain Hawks to their own 40. Moving pretty quickly here. Sobor doing the hard count again. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be DiPietro. And that's going to be about a 1.5-yard gain. So try the run again up the middle, but again, nothing doing.
Eric Johnson was one of Lehigh's bright spots last year in the passing game. Playing in all 11 games, he had 49 receptions with 613 yards and leading the team with 5 receiving touchdowns.
Sobor and DiPietro back in the backfield. He'll take the snap, back to pass. That's going to be complete, and Jamil was well covered there. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Mountain Hawks.
The goal right here. I assume they're going to go back to the pass again. But this is one point in the game where you have to convert.
And I agree with you there. I mean this is potentially the game right here. 3rd down and 8 for the Mountain Hawks. Sobor. Take the snap. Rolls to his left. Fires downfield and incomplete. And no flag. I was a little surprised there that no flag was called there. A little bit of grabbing on Johnson there, but nevertheless, it's 4th down 8, and the Mountain Hawks will be forced to punt.
Yeah, I think it's a good no call there. There was a little bit there, but let him play a little bit aggressive. Unfortunate for Lehigh.
Now, for the 3rd time today, it'll be Ben Banks Alta Cruz here to punt for the Mountain Hawks.
That play call right there seemed quite similar to the one that Eric Johnson got the other first down on, except going towards the left instead of the right. And he was just covered much better on that last play.
Punt is away, and it's going to be a squibber. And that'll roll out at about the Lehigh 20-yard line. So 27 seconds left in the first quarter, and most likely the Wildcats will just run one play, and that'll be it. Take a drink of my water. And it will be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, their own 20. And again, another critical spot where Lehigh's got to get a stop.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're already probably going to be headed into the second quarter in a 14-0 deficit with Nova having the ball. Getting a stop would be huge because then you can go on offense, score. And remember, Lehigh will get the ball back to start the second half, so they're certainly not out of it.
Watkins gets the snap, hand off to Jackson, and he's going to be stopped for a short gain of about 2 yards.
Jackson on the carry.
And
Joyner on the tackle.
that and looks like Nova's going to at least line up to get another playoff. 7 seconds left here. 3 men in the backfield for the Wildcats. And they're not going to do anything, and that will end the first quarter. So at the end of one, Villanova 14, Lehigh 0, as teams will flip sides of the field, and we will head to the second quarter of play. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Started the second quarter at Goodman Stadium between Lehigh and Villanova, and Nova up 14-0 after at first it was a defensive affair, but then the Nova offense exploded for a few nice plays.
Yeah, there was Gage Garcia's fumble that sort of gave him the ball within the 30-yard line, allowed him to score quickly a second touchdown.
Ball is snapped to left side, and that will be caught by number 28, to Will Barley, and that'll be a first down for Nova. And that's going to be about a 12 or 13-yard gain. Around 38. Nova now at their own 33, I should say, pardon me.
Yeah, Nova seems to be rolling now.
And looks like they're doing ring around the rosy in the backfield, and 2 men stay put with Watkins back there. Watkins takes the snap. Handoff up the middle to Jackson.
Only on the carry.
Or I'm sorry, Barley, and that'll be about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. So
Good stop there for Lehigh's defense.
we were just provided our first quarter stats, and Villanova got 7 first downs and 64 yards on the ground. So on the ground, a good first quarter for them.
Yeah, it's tough to stop that rushing game of theirs. They've got a good offensive line that's been opening up holes for their running backs all game.
2nd down and 7 for Villanova. Watkins gets a snap, back to pass. Looking, he'll fire over the middle, and that will be deflected and incomplete. And a nice play there by number 3, Nick Peltekian for the Mountain Hawks. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Nova, and Lehigh with a chance to get Nova off the field here without allowing any more damage.
Yeah, some great coverage there from Peltekian. Really left Watkins no choice. Didn't have many people open there, and the pocket was closing in on him.
It'll be 3rd and 7 for Nova here with Io DeRosier in the backfield. Watkins takes a snap, back to pass, fires downfield, and it is almost caught and incomplete. Nova fans want a flag, but incomplete, and nice coverage there from number 3, Nick Peltekian, and number 19, Andrew Worthy, and Nova forced a punt. And
another aggressive play there by Peltekian. There was a lot of contact at the end of that play, but he got there right as the ball got there, and thus no pass interference flag was thrown.
Jamil will be back to return for Lehigh.
Did look like the ball was underthrown a bit, so receiver was trying to come back to get to the ball.
Fondacario will take the punt, and it is almost blocked. No flag is called, and that will be a I'm not sure. And that will be a shank, and Lehigh will get the ball back at the Nova 48-yard line. So a bad punt there from Fondacario, and Nova fans want a flag there for roughing the punter, but they don't get it, and they might have a point on that one.
Little surprising. That was a hit way after the punt.
Yeah, and again, like I was expecting a flag there, but they didn't get it, and I think that it seems like the way that this officiating crew's refereeing the game today is let them play, no flags. And honestly, I gotta respect that, because I'm kind of sick of officials like throwing a lot of flags, especially the professional, like the NFL, NBA, trying to make too many calls. And that kind of ruins the pace of play. If an official is not seen, then that official is doing a good job.
I have to agree with you there, Alec. I really like the way that they're calling this game right now. I know there's been a couple of aggressive bang plays, but for the most part, they're saying let the kids play, and the kids are playing. There's been nothing that's been too egregious. I think on that play, Lehigh got some very good pressure on the punter. That's probably part of the reason why he shanked it. And the one guy just went right into him after it.
Yeah, and again, I understand. I know Nova fans aren't happy there, and again, Lehigh, this is the first time they're in Nova territory. They gotta take advantage of this here. Gotta find a way to get in the end zone.
Oh, of course. At the very least, get on the board.
So, again, let's see what quarterback is going to come out for Lehigh here, if it's going to be Sobo or Perry. And we're going to continue to focus on that today, just because of the fact that they did not actually name a starting quarterback before the game actually started.
Well, it is interesting. We've seen Silboy this entire time so far.
And it's going to continue to be Sobor. He'll come out in the backfield with, it looks like, number 26. No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Interesting. Didn't see a number, but it's not Garcia and it's not DiPietro. So a little change of pace here for the Mountain Hawks. Sobor takes a snap, handoff to Johnson up the middle, and a big hit there. And it'll be about a 4-yard or about a 3-yard gain there. So
I like the play call there. Get the ball into Eric Johnson's hands and let him run with it. He was able to find some space and move upfield a little bit.
So now it'll be DiPietro in the backfield along with Sobor. Sobor takes the snap, back to pass, fires downfield, and it is intercepted, but a flag is thrown. So hold the phone here. Let's see what they're going to call.
Looks like that's going to be defensive pass interference right there. I think he grabbed our receiver and essentially threw him to the ground.
And that's
It
what
looked like.
and it looks like that's the call. So defensive holding. And that'll be a 10-yard penalty, and that'll be a first down for the Mountain Hawks. So then that's on number 6, Davon Marshall. So what would have been a surefire reception gets swiped out for a 10-yard gain for the Mountain Hawks. And it looks like a player is limping for the Mountain Hawks there, and that'll be number 55, Christian Dabolinski.
Yeah, our right guard.
Looks like there it's a cramp.
Trainers are looking at him on the field. We hope he's okay.
So Mountain Hawks are in business right now at the Nova 35, and a big opportunity to cut into this deficit. They're almost in field goal range for Garrido. Another first down would put them in field goal range for sure, especially considering the conditions today.
Yeah, it's just beautiful weather out here. Wind isn't too bad.
And Jablonski will gallop off the field. I'll say, try and run off, and he'll go into the tent. And again, Sobor and company will come back out on the field at the Nova 35. So 2 injuries again already today.
Yeah, that's not what we want to see, especially with the first game of the year.
Jamil coming across. Snap by Sobor. Back to pass. Screen to Jamil. He'll turn it upfield. And that'll be about a 4-yard gain. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here. Thank you to a Villanova fan who got my card back.
Gotta hold on to that.
Yeah,
Alec.
really, yeah.
It's windy up here.
2nd down and 6 for Lehigh. Sobor drops back to pass again. Third DiPietro, nice turnaround catch, and he'll be just short of first down. So there'll be 3rd down and 1 for Lehigh at the Nova 26. It's a nice turnaround 1-8 catch there by DiPietro. Pretty impressive.
3rd and 1 for Lehigh.
That was a great tackle by Davon Marshall.
So 3rd down and 1. DiPietro in the backfield along with Sobor. Sobor snaps the ball, run up the middle, and that'll be enough for a first down.
It's a great play right there. Just push it right up the middle, move the chains, and we're that much closer to scoring.
So a 2-yard gain and another first down for the Mountain Hawks to the Nova 24. And we haven't seen a lot of Gage Garcia ever since the fumble. It's mostly DiPietro out there.
Yeah, DiPietro played in 9 games last year with 51 rushes for 192 yards and 1 touchdown.
Sobor gets a snap. Read option. Pass to the right side. Now will be caught by Jackson, and that'll be stopped for no gain.
Tried to muscle through a couple of players there.
Or I'm sorry, Williams. Williams on the reception there. And that'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Mountain Hawks. And Again, they should be in field goal range here for Garrido, but ideally you want a touchdown.
You think they're looking to take a shot at the end zone right here?
Depends. I mean, with Jamil as a threat, I mean, like you would think so.
Got Jamil, and then they've also got Eric Johnson out there wide on the left side.
So we're back to pass again. Runs to his right, scrambles upfield, and he'll toss it to Jamil, but incomplete.
It's a little bit of a weird play right there. He's able to escape the pocket, but I think he was still looking for someone downfield, and there was just no one who was getting open for him.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Mountain Hawks, and again, DiPietro still in the backfield. I'm wondering if this could potentially be 2-down territory for the Mountain Hawks, if this becomes a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, I think if this becomes maybe like 4th down and 4 or less, maybe they'll go for it. But I don't think they'd go for a 4th and long.
Sobor back to pass again. Fires to left side, caught Kennedy, and that will be about a 4-yard gain, or actually a 3-yard gain, and it looks like Cahill is going to send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, that's a good decision right there. Just get some points on the board. Start to cut away at this deficit and trust that your defense can get a couple more stops. Again, we'll mention that they're getting the ball back in the second half.
Garrido on to kick. Here's a snap. The kick is away, and it is good.
Beautiful kick right there.
Nick Garrido there gives Lehigh its first point of the day as Lehigh gets on the board, and now down 14-3.
Well, that was finally some good offense to see from Lehigh right there. It started with the shanked punt that put him at about midfield, and they were able to just move the chains every time with the help of a penalty from the defensive holding on the pass.
Yeah. Again, ideally you would have wanted to get in the end zone there, but you'll take 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you hope for the rest of this game that offense is finally starting to move. Next time they get the ball, I think we should be expecting more. And a big part of that drive was being able to keep Lehigh's defense off the field for a prolonged period of time, give them some rest. It's been tough for them today so far with a bunch of 3-and-outs and turnovers from Lehigh's offense. Nova's offense has been on the field quite a lot, and so Lehigh's defense has been, tired out for quite a bit of the game.
Yeah, and hopefully this rest will give them enough energy to get another stop, and hopefully give their offense another opportunity to score. And while that was going on, it was actually a commercial break for ESPN Plus. They're still in commercial break, but I think that they're coming out of it soon. Yeah, it looks like it.
As both teams start to take the field.
And Garrido will once again kick it off We'll kick it off, and I don't know if they'll go for an onside kick this time around, but let's see the special teams. Let's see what the special teams can do this time around. It will be.
I wouldn't expect an onside kick. That first time, it's sort of a little surprise special play type of thing.
It'll be Io Daragier again and also can't see the number, but I believe it's number 19, Rajon Pringle to receive. Garrido boots it, and Orazier gets it. He'll take it out, and he gets a nice gain, but he'll be stopped at about the Lehigh 22.
It was an excellent kick from Garrido right down to the 1-yard line.
I was a little surprised that Pringle decided not to fair catch that, because if you fair catch it within the 25-yard line, it automatically goes to the 25.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to see if he could get some big explosive return.
All right, so then Watkins and company will come out again and see if they can get another score off of Lehigh's defense. Watkins takes a snap, hands it off, and nothing doing there for Jackson, and that'll be about only a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it was a great tackle there by Mike DiNucci, the leader of this Lehigh defense. We talked about him a little bit before. He's one of their All-Patriot League players returning this year, and their top tackler from last year with 93.
So it'll be 2nd down 8 for the Wildcats.
He also led the team last year in tackles for loss with 16.5 and sacks with 8.5.
Watkins again hands it off, and this is a big game for Jackson. That'll be a 1st down. He gets more. And he's going to run 40, 30, 20, and he will be tackled at about the Lehigh 10-yard line. So Jackson breaking quite a few tackles, and on a big gainer, they get all the way down Lehigh 10 into the red zone.
That's a bad play to see right there. Lehigh had plenty of men on him throughout the duration of that play, and he just sort of seemed to bounce off of them. Just kept pushing forward.
And let's see if Nova can punch it in here.
Hopefully Lehigh can stand strong here at the goal line before Nova can take a 21-3 lead, hold them to a field goal, keep it in range.
Watkins back to pass, and he will be sacked. And that'll be about a 7-yard loss.
Well, that's what we want to see.
And that's Dean Colton on the sack there. So the senior captain for Mountain Hawks picks up the sack there, and now it's 2nd down and goal at the Nova 16.
Yeah, Colton and DiNucci both making an impact on this drive so far, the two captains.
So Watkins doing the hard count, takes a snap, passes to the left side, and that will be caught. And they get those yards back and one more. So a 7-yard pass to Antonio Johnson will be 3rd down and 9 for Nova.
It was good work on Lehigh's defense to take him out in the open field. Not an easy tackle to make.
So there'll be 3rd down and 9, and Lehigh desperately needs a stop here against Nova's offense. Watkins takes the snap. Looking. He scrambles to his right. He's got a lot of space on the right side, but there's a flag, and that looks like it's going to be coming back. It is a touchdown, but there is a flag, and I'm almost certain that's going to be a holding penalty.
Tyler Ojowski was the only Lehigh defender even within the area of Watkins, trying to chase him down, but couldn't quite get to him.
And that's going to be a holding penalty on Nova, and that's going to be on number 75, Stefan Voltaire, and that's a big penalty for the Wildcats, and that wipes off a score.
Big break there for Lehigh.
Yeah, a lucky one there too, also, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 19 for the Wildcats. So after that big gain, they've had a few lost yards on those last few plays.
Yeah, the sack and the holding penalty killed them.
Watkins takes the snap, looking, he throws to the right side, bubble screen, and tackled right away there It looked
Some great pressure right there from Matt Spatney, getting a huge hit on Watkins in the backfield.
and that's gonna. I think he actually lost the yard, and that was. I believe that was star wide receiver. That was Kenyon Miles there for the Wildcats on that reception, and now on for the field goal try is Matthew Marcusio. The kick is up, and it is good.
So Nova takes a 17-3 lead over Lehigh. But other than the one breakaway play, that was a very nice stand from Lehigh's defense. We hope to see more of that throughout this game. That sack by Dean Colton was especially important to stop them in their tracks right after the big play. And one of Lehigh's strengths throughout the past 2 seasons have been their ability to get to quarterbacks. They ranked second in the Patriot League last season with 23 sacks, and they also ranked second in 2021 with 25 sacks. And last year, as I mentioned, their captain linebacker, Mike DiNucci, led the way with 8.5 sacks. Dean Colton, who registered the sack in this game, had 1 sack last year and 2.5 total sacks in his career at Lehigh.
So 5:26 left to go in the second quarter. Again, Lehigh, they could really use a score here, and it would do a lot for their confidence being down by going down by 1 score going into the half.
Oh, for sure. This is a chance for Lehigh to essentially get right back in it and knock it on the doorstep of Villanova. If they can go down, score a touchdown here, and get the ball back for the start of the second half, they can quite easily tie it.
Yeah, and again, like they really have not had much going against Nova today. It looked like they made a little bit of progress on that last drive where they got a field goal. But again, let's see if they can actually pull in the end zone here on this drive.
And here Lehigh is honoring 7 new members to the Lehigh Athletics Hall of Fame, who were inducted in a ceremony on Friday night. This includes coaches Kevin Higgins and Andy Cohen, as well as NBA basketball player CJ McCollum, women's lacrosse player Lauren Dykstra, and baseball players Lee Butts and Mitch Smith, and finally former coach and administrator Judy Turner Baxter, who were all inducted into the Lehigh Athletics Hall of Fame just yesterday.
Again, it's a really great ceremony, and again, CJ McCollum, everyone on campus talks about the Lehigh Duke game where CJ McCollum led the charge and pull off the huge upset against the Duke Blue Devils.
And those 2 coaches right there, Kevin Higgins and Andy Cohen, have been invaluable to Lehigh's program here. Higgins leading Lehigh to 4 Patriot League titles in his 7 seasons as a head coach between 1994 and 2000. Whereas Cohen, who initially started as Higgins' offensive coordinator, won a school record 85 games and 5 Patriot League titles in his 13-year stint as head coach from 2006 to 2018.
And kicking off here will be Nick Fondacaro here for the Wildcats. 5:26 left to go in the second quarter. And the kick is away. And it's a short one, and it'll be caught by Javon Adderley, who is stopped at the 25. So essentially a touchback for the Mountain Hawks, and their offense will come out. And again, let's see what quarterback comes out for the Mountain Hawks here.
Javon Adderley is a transfer student after spending 2 seasons at Sacred Heart.
Again,
he's been starting for Lehigh today at Rover.
And it's going to be Sobor in the back. Sobor along with 2 guys in the backfield. Sobor takes the snap, hands off to Jamil on the right side. He pushes forward for a few, and that'll be about 4 yards.
Jeffrey Jamil on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to involve Jeffrey Jamil a little bit more in the offense as this game goes on.
Empty set. Bubble screen to Jamil, and he'll get another decent gain. That's another 4 yards. So 3rd and 2 now for the Mountain Hawks. And we have another hurt Villanova player, and that will be number 7, Tyrell Mims. And
Trainers are coming out to take a look at him. We hope he's all right.
yeah, it looks, again, this is a big day for cramping and for injuries. So unfortunately, it's not odd to see these players getting injured. Again, you would number 1 Io Durazier get her earlier in the game, and he looked fine, and so does
Yeah, he's been playing excellent ever since then.
and Mims looks good. Looks good to go there. Just maybe a cramp, and now it looks like now we're ready to go. 3rd down 2 for the Mountain Hawks, and I'm wondering if they don't get it, if they decide to go for it here.
You know, I think they would. I think 4th and 2, 4th and 1. I think they're going for it, even though they're in their own territory.
Another game clock and a play clock issue. And now we're good to go. Sobor and Garcia in the backfield. Sobor takes the snap. Back to pass. To the left side, and it is deflected and intercepted. And running down the left sideline is number 9. Is number 9. Tyron Trin. And once again, the Wildcats are in business after a ball that probably should have been caught gets deflected and intercepted, and
another costly turnover in Lehigh's own territory is going to bring Villanova right back to their doorstep.
And Kevin Cahill is now going to have to ask once again for his defense to come up with a stop.
Yeah, this is going to be tough right here. And we talked a little bit about seeing a lot of DiPietro because of possibly Gage Garcia's fumble earlier in the game. And now DiPietro with that sort of deflection leading to an interception.
Villanova will take their first time out of the half, and they'll be on Lehigh's own 17. They'll be on Lehigh's 17-yard line.
Well, before that play, Jeffrey Jamil had a couple of nice gains. He was Lehigh's top receiver last year in 2022, and he was just the 3rd Lehigh football player ever to win the Patriot League's Rookie of the Year award. He hauled in 53 passes for 649 yards and 1 touchdown. And he also had at least 3 receptions in all 11 games last season, with a season high of 9 receptions against Bucknell. He had a season high of 91 receiving yards at Lafayette in the last game of the year. He was a 2-time Patriot League Rookie of the Week and a preseason All-Patriot League honoree. So, Alec, what can we expect from Jeffrey Jamil for this year?
I mean, hopefully more of the same. I mean, he was a force on Lehigh's offense last year. He's gonna, after losing Burbage, they're gonna have to figure out a way to. He's gonna have to step up a little bit for the Mountain Hawks, and hopefully he can figure out a way to get himself more involved in this game today.
Yeah, I mean, between him and Eric Johnson, Lehigh's got a pretty potent wide receiver core, even with the loss of Jalen Burbage.
And again, and again, they lost a lot of guys, but they also gained a lot of guys. I mean, they got Adderley, they got they had Williams from last year, didn't play much. He's starting this year. And that's the thing in the college game. You have to figure out a way to constantly replace guys who leave.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the defensive side of the ball with 6 of their top 10 tacklers leaving after last season. And it's the same on the offensive side. You have to find a way to replace that production every single year, and then insert these guys into the system and hope that they can learn it in time and develop that chemistry. I mean, we've seen so far Cahill has done an all right job with some of his play calls in getting Jamil and Johnson and Kennedy open and getting the ball to them so they can work in space.
And yeah, I mean Lehigh's offense, they just can't get anything going so far.
The 2 turnovers hurt a lot.
Watkins in the backfield gets the snap, hands off to Barley, and he'll go up the middle, and he'll get about a 10-yard gain.
A little bit of a late handoff there, but Barley was able to just speed up and burst right through the hole. Nearly got all the way to the end zone, if not for that late tackle.
And now Nova with a first down and goal at the Lehigh 7.
Can we see one more stand from the defense here?
Let's see. Watkins. Hands off to Barley, or no, pass, and it is caught. 7-yard TD pass to number 19, Rajon Pringle, and that'll put Nova up 23-3.
There was a juggle on that, too.
A nice concentration there from Pringle, and he's had himself quite a nice day.
Yeah, indeed. He had the other touchdown earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's currently leading in receiving yards so far for the Wildcats, with a chance to put them up, with the chance to go up 24-3 with 3:45 left to go in the second quarter. Kick is up, and that is good. And now it'll be 24-3 with 3:45 to go in the second quarter.
Well, I hate to say it, but it feels an awful lot like last year. Not quite the same. Last year, Villanova came out firing, went up 24-0. Here they're only up 24-3, but this is a really tough position for Lehigh to be in. They're going to have to work hard to get back in this game. Essentially, their offense is going to have to come up firing, get down the field and quickly, and then come out for the second half and score again if they want to get right back in this.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to, again, like they're digging themselves a huge hole here. They're already down by 3 touchdowns, and they haven't actually scored one of their own today. So again, this is going to be this is a pretty to be in. Again, still time, but you got to figure out a way to get stops, and you got to figure out a way to score.
Yeah, just 3:45 left in the half right here. They're going to have to make sure that they can drive down and score within that time, but also they definitely do not want to give the ball up to Villanova with enough time for them to possibly drive down and score either a touchdown or field goal.
So kick is away, and it's going to be Jamil getting the ball, and he's going to take it out, try his luck, and he'll get to about the Lehigh 27.
Well, we'll see what Lehigh does here. I think they may try and open up with some rushing plays to knock the clock down a little bit, maybe get close to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, again, let's see what they're going to do. And again, it's still Sobor out there at quarterback. Got wonder maybe in the second half, KO might try his hand in starting Dante Perry.
Now, do you think this game might be a little bit of an experiment for Cahill? It's not a Patriot League game, so it doesn't go towards the Patriot League standings. he might just be working with the team and seeing what he's got.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, that's a good possibility. Sobor with a keeper, and he'll get about a 4-yard gain, we'll call it.
Gilmore on the carry, brings it out to the 30-yard line. Second down.
It was a good play call right there.
So it'll be 2nd down 7 for the Mountain Hawks.
One broken tackle, and Silbor had a lot of open space right there. It was a good play by Nova's defense to keep him contained somewhat.
Sobor. Deep Pietro with him there. Back to pass again. And that'll be a throw to the sideline and caught by Jamil. He's get a big gain out of that. And now go to their own 45 for about a 15-yard gain and a 1st down for Lehigh.
Well, he is really getting going these past couple of drives. This is what we want to see from him. We know he's a big weapon in this Lehigh offense.
Sobor back to pass again. Fires downfield, and it will be intercepted. And another mistake by Brian Sobor. Soft pass and easy pickings there for Nova, and they'll get the ball back at their own 49.
That was tough. Some really good pressure there from Villanova. And Camden Gagnon got a hit on Silbor as he threw the ball, and it seemed like he sort of just slung it up there, try and get something.
Yeah, and again, you're going to have to call on your defense again. Yeah, another stop.
2:40 left to go in the half, but Nova's not too far away on their own 49.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Nova at their own 49 with 2:40 left to go in the first half.
Ty Trin credited with the interception.
Watkins back to pass, and the throw will be caught, but a nice hit there by number 25, Donovan Lassiter.
Yeah, that was great coverage from him. The closing speed on that play was great to see. And then to ensure that he made that tackle, didn't let the guy go at all. Some very sound fundamentals from him right there.
2nd down, about 5 for the Wildcats. So Watkins will again be in the backfield. Playing it off to Jackson. He's going to get yet another huge gain. He breaks another tackle, and he could go 15-10, 5, touchdown Villanova. A 46-yard gain for a touchdown, and Nova goes up 30-3 with 1:49 left to play. And again, really, really poor tackling there from the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nova's offensive line has been great all day, and they've been opening up holes for these running backs, and so it makes it all the more important that those secondary level tacklers get their hands on the man with the ball and take him down. And we've seen twice today them break off huge runs because that does not happen. And right there, it hurt Lehigh big time.
Kick is good, and it's now 31-3 Nova with 1:49 left to go in the half. And I'm thinking Lehigh might just try and run the ball and run out the clock here. Out of any scenario of how this first half could have gone, this was probably one of the worst.
Yeah, I mean, do you think their emphasis on trying the passing game with Silbor may have hurt them a little bit with his 2 interceptions?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely did, and part of it was they just couldn't establish the run game. Like they kept trying to run up the middle, and they couldn't get anything on really any of those plays. And now and that forced them to become more of a one-dimensional offense. And now they're gonna have to figure out a way to. I mean, they're gonna have to figure out a way to start scoring. I mean, I don't think they'll try anything like aggressive this first half. The game started out great. They got an onside kick, and ever since then, it's been pretty much downhill.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see. I think part of it is their offensive line has been giving up a lot of pressure to Nova's defensive line to escape the pocket quite a number of times, and he's just not able to do it all the time.
Kick is away, and Jamil is just going to fair catch it. And Lehigh with the ball to 25.
From their own 25, first and 10.
Minute 49 left to go.
And I believe it's going to be Sobor again, and yes, it will. And he's had a start off the game decently, 5 for 8 with 29 yards passing. Like at least he was completing his passes. Now he's been second quarter has been a little bit of a different story. We'll get the official stats before the start of the second half.
DiPietro still back there in the backfield.
And he will hand it off to him, and he'll get about 2 yards.
We really have not seen much of Gage Garcia since his fumble earlier in the game.
Maybe Kale's trying to send a message there. You can't fumble the football. If you do, you're not going to play. I kind of remember my high school coach. And the coaching staff, they put an emphasis on don't fumble the football, and we didn't really have a lot of fumbles. And again, because running backs or anyone for the matter, you just can't fumble the ball.
Yeah, because you don't want to give it away.
And that's going to be a false start on Lehigh. I believe first to move there was Aiden Palmer. Or I'm sorry, that was Christian Curatolo.
The right tackle.
So second down and 13 for Lehigh. Sobor hands off to DiPietro again, and he runs into his own lineman, and he gets about 3 yards there, and it'll be 3rd and 10. And
pretty hard hit right there.
And I think that Nova took a timeout. And that'll be their second of the half. So it'll be 3rd and 13 here for the Mountain Hawks, and Nova's looking to be aggressive here. They're going to look to try to get the ball back in, and get another score on the board. So we don't have any broadcast scheduled yet for the future for now, but we're gonna have a meeting on Monday with our broadcast members and our board, and once we have that meeting, we should have a lot more games up. We should have a lot more games.
If you yourself are interested in broadcasting or becoming a part of the club in some other way, please come to the meeting on Monday, or contact either Alec or me or our Vice President, Nick Deligtish, and we can try and get you involved.
Yep, and we want all are welcome. We want as many members as possible, and that meeting will be on 4:30 on Monday in Rouch 137. 3rd and 13 now for the Mountain Hawks. Ball is snapped. Pass out to Williams, who will get about a 6-yard gain. And now Nova will take their final timeout with 56 seconds left to go in the first half.
Yeah, I think you're right, Alec. I think they might be looking, try and get the ball back here and tack on one more score before the half ends.
They're trying to capitalize on momentum, and I don't blame them. If you could honestly, for all intents and purposes, end this game right here. If you go up 34-38 to 3, you're putting Lehigh down by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. As of this point, it's going to take a miracle for Lehigh to come back in this game. We're hoping that we'll see that miracle.
Yeah, the offense again, just it's been. Look, the defense has not had a great day either, but the offense, like they haven't been doing their defense any favors. They can't seem to stay on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how much of a problem that is. Defense comes off, they need some rest. And if you go 3 and out or you turn it over, there's no rest for the defense there. They have to come right back on.
Alta Cruz will get the snap, punt is away, and that's going to be a line drive, and Pringle will just let it roll. And that's a good punt there from Alta Cruz, and that'll be down at about the 17-yard line of Nova, and that's where they'll get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I must say maybe the only bright spot of this game for Lehigh so far has been their special teams work.
Yeah, recovered onside kick and decent returns and decent and good punting there from Alta Cruz, who's been solid for the Mountain Hawks for a while. So Nova's offensive comment once again, and Watkins and company will come out, and they'll see if they can get another score, but pinned deep in their own territory. I'd imagine that they won't be too aggressive. Watkins gets the snap. He'll hand off, and that'll be number 1, TD Io Derazier, and he'll get about we'll say about 3 yards. So second down and 7, and no, it doesn't look like they're moving too quickly here.
Think they're moving too quickly?
They're not moving too quickly, and honestly, and just based on the way the Nova sideline looks, it looks like they're going to just be satisfied and taking it into the half.
Yeah. I'd be satisfied with a 31-3 lead too.
And that's what they'll do. So first half, which was all Nova, as they're leading 31-3 going into halftime, and I don't know what each side expected, but I don't think anyone expected this. So halftime will be 20 minutes, and we'll take a break ourselves, and we'll be back for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere.
Round 150.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just under 3 minutes to go before we start the second half of play between the Lehigh Mountainhawks and the Villanova Wildcats. And if you're just tuning in, well, you missed a lot. No, at first, I'm just looking at the scoreboard. It looks like it's cutting in and out, but so far it's been all Villanova. Lehigh recovered an onside kick to start off, and that's pretty much been the only really positive thing about this game so far. And it's been all Nova. Their offense after the first 2 drives clicked on all cylinders, and Lehigh has just not been able to keep up at all. They have not gotten a touchdown on the board, and it's been quite the it's been a little deflating, I'll say, in that first half of the Mountain Hawks after having some excitement coming into this game about what they could do.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see for new head coach Kevin Cahill's debut game at Lehigh. But if we do have to say anything, I mean, we knew coming into this game that Villanova is a very strong team. And to be honest, Lehigh hasn't done a whole ton of winning against them recently, so we knew it was going to be a tough game even at home. Just probably not want to see 31-3 on that scoreboard in one half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And
now, to talk about happier things in Lehigh history, the 1998 team is being honored today. We talked about their head coach, Kevin Higgins. This is the 25th anniversary of the 1998 Lehigh Patriot League championship team. They won their first 12 games that year and reached the Division I AA quarterfinals as Lehigh's first Patriot League champion football team to participate in the playoffs. They followed an undefeated regular season by knocking off Richmond 24-23 in the first round of the playoffs before losing against the eventual national champions, UMass. So some great history here today, despite the not great on-field results.
oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, Lehigh has a rich history in football, and that goes back to Kevin Higgins and Andy Cohen, the famous head coach here as well. Both of them honestly are pretty famous here, and it's great. It's great to see them getting honored today at today's game, and hopefully they can bestow some wisdom on these newer Mountain Hawks. But regardless, the second half is just 5 seconds away from getting underway, and both teams, or at least Lehigh, is taking the field. Now Nova does, and Lehigh will be receiving the kickoff. And remember when we all said that? Remember when we were saying that it was a little surprising that Nova elected to receive the ball? Well, now I can understand why. Got off to a fast start and haven't looked back since.
Yeah, I mean, we did say it at the beginning of the game, is that when you choose to receive, that's sort of the goal, is your offense comes out firing and you leave the other team in the dust. Now, it's not exactly what happened. Nova got stopped their first couple of drives by Lehigh's vaunted defense, but eventually they started scoring. They started turning drives into points.
And it will be Fandacaro kicking off for Nova once again. Jeffrey J. Mill back to receive. And he immediately signals for fair catch, and Lehigh with the ball at their own 25.
Jamil, fair catch. Lehigh will start out 1st and 10 from their own 25.
And now let's see which quarterback comes out for the Mountain Hawks. And I don't see yet. And it looks to continue to be Braden Silbor.
I think the most important thing for Lehigh's offense this half is going to be getting that run game going. They had 7 net rushing yards in the first half compared to Villanova's 188. If they can get this run game going, it opens up the passing game even more, which hasn't been that bad despite the 2 interceptions.
Silbor, 2 men in the backfield. Takes the snap. And we have And we have a penalty, and it'll be a false start. It's actually delay a game.
Well, that's a frustrating one right there.
Yeah, first play of the second half, you call for delay a game. That's a lack of awareness play, I would say there.
Yeah, we talked about limiting mistakes, and penalties are the biggest mistakes that you can limit, right?
Yeah, and again, I pre-snap penalties are the ones that are the most preventable. Back to pass to Sobor, pumps, fires, and it's complete over the middle to Williams, and that will be a first down for Lehigh.
Huge play right there. Sobor saw him open and hit him in stride.
Actually, I'm sorry, it's Mason Humphrey, the first year, and that's his first career catch in Division I. So congrats to him, and nice pickup there for him, and good first down for Lehigh.
Awesome to see there from Mason Humphrey. Got a lot of freshmen on the team for Lehigh.
Sobor, 2 men in the backfield with him, hands off, and he'll take it himself, and he'll get about a 2-yard gain.
Lehigh has 24 first-year student athletes on its roster this year, and 5 of them are appearing on their depth chart.
Yeah, and that's impressive. Normally you don't have that many freshmen, so hopefully that bodes well for the future of this team.
Yeah, on the offense you have tight end Jake Stallsitz and wide receiver Mason Humphrey, who we just saw get his first catch right there.
So we're back to pass complete to Garcia, and he will pick up a first down. So Lehigh's offense getting it going here to start the second half.
Yeah, that was a great move right there from Garcia. Right after catching the ball, he's able to sort of slap away a defender and get the extra yak for the first down.
The extra yak. I like that. Regardless, it's Garcia and Sobor in the backfield. Sobor back to pass, and he throws in the ground. That was intended for number 85, Nick Williams, the tight end.
I don't really know what that was. It almost seemed like he spiked it straight into the ground.
Maybe because he knew he was covered, that he wasn't going to get anything. But also, I would have expected him to at least attempt to scramble and pick up some yards that way.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if there was a little bit of adjustment at halftime. Cahill telling him to try and get the ball out quicker, because we've seen that he was holding on to it quite a bit in that first half.
So we're back to pass again. He throws deep. He's got Jamil wide open, and it's just over his head. If he had caught that, that would have been a sure touchdown. But it falls incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Mountain Hawks.
Very tough play right there. A lot seen done right and just couldn't quite finish it. And Jeffrey Jamil, that guy has got some skill. He was wide open right there. He had a couple steps on his defender.
Yeah, that's again another big misplay there for the Mountain Hawks. Bring up 3rd down and 10. Sobor. And now an audible being called. Back to pass again. He throws it downfield in a double coverage, and it falls incomplete, and that probably should have been a penalty on Johnson. But regardless, incomplete, it's 4th down, and let's see, what does Cahill elect to do? He's on Nova's 48, 4th and 10, and it looks like he's going to punt.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that pass from Silbo right there. It looked like Eric Johnson was covered pretty well by the corner with the safety over top anyway, and he had no chance of catching that ball right there. So what looked to be a pretty good Lehigh drive right there gets stunted.
It'll be Ben Bang Salt to Cruz here to punt for the Mountain Hawks. Gets a snap, punt is away. It looks to be a good one, and it rolls into the end zone. A little too much leg on that one, an unlucky bounce. Now put Nova at their own 20-yard line. And we have another immediate timeout. 12:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So we'll take a little break ourselves, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Third quarter with 12:40 left to go, and Nova will get the ball back at their own 20-yard line, and it'll be Watkins and Burley in the backfield, or Barley. Pardon me. Watkins takes a snap, hands off to Barley, and he's gonna make some moves, and they got a nice gain. He'll pick up a first down. And again, the tackling has been a big problem for the Mount Hawk defense today.
Yeah, Barley's been pretty good in the few touches that he's gotten so far this game. That's his 5th rush right there. He had 27 rushing yards in total in the first half. Good for a 6.8 average.
So it'll be first down and 10 at Nova's zone 32 for them. Watkins takes the snap, goes back, fires in the middle, and that's caught. And a big gainer there, and that'll be number 82, Jalen Sanchez, and he will pick up a 20-yard gain.
The first real play we've seen from him this game.
And that's going to be a first down and 10 for Nova.
Do you think we'll see more of Jaron Hayek in this second half? We talked so much of him early in the game, and not sure if we've seen even a single reception in that first half.
Yeah, and look, his counterparts done great for them today, and that's going to be a loss. And a nice tackle there by number 94, Matt Spatney. First time we've called his name today, and that'll be a loss of 2 yards and a second down and 12 for the Wildcats. Actually, loss of 3, and that'll be a second down and 13 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a great play right there, especially at midfield here, where you need to push Villanova back a little bit, prevent them from moving these chains.
And let's see if Lehigh can get a stop here.
Just got to prevent any big plays right here, and you should be able to force them to punt.
Watkins back to pass. Looking, he fires downfield, and that ball is intercepted. Intercepted by number 25, Donovan Lester. He's running back upfield, and he'll get all the way up to the Lehigh 43.
Wow, that was a great play right there. Didn't look like a great decision from Connor Watkins. Sort of threw it into double coverage right there and underthrew it at that. And great play from Lassiter to undercut that, make the catch, and get some yards along with it on the way back.
Yeah, and that's that's probably Watkins' first mistake today. And Lehigh's offense will come back on the field and try to get their first touchdown of the day. And it's both DiPietro and Garcia in the backfield.
Yeah, Watkins has been quite good for them so far. In the first half, he was 9 for 15 with 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, of course, leading them to 31 points on offense.
Sobor will take it himself, and he'll get about 3 yards on that.
Quarterback Sobor on the keeper. Picks up about 3 yards on the play.
So Lehigh doing a little bit more of it, making a little more of an effort to establish the ground game in the second half.
Yeah, they're going to need to get that going. Like I said, once you establish that ground game, you can get that passing game up and working even better than it was before. Because Lehigh's passing game was not that bad in the first half. I mean, they had 65 yards, and Sobor was 12 for 18. He did have the 2 interceptions.
Sobor back to pass. Throws to the sideline. It's way over Jamil's head and incomplete. And now it'll be third down and 7.
Now that interception right there by Lassiter is huge because Lehigh has consistently been losing in the turnover margin. They've finished with a negative turnover margin in 8 of their last 9 seasons, so they're definitely looking to change that this year. They were -8 last season during 2022 with just 12 takeaways from 6 interceptions and 6 fumble recoveries.
So we're scrambles to his right, and that'll be an incomplete pass. And it'll be 4th down and 7, and the Mount Hawks
took a huge hit right there.
Yeah. And it looks like they are going to punt, yes. certainly taking their time getting out on the field.
It's just unfortunate. The defense finally comes up with a turnover right there to give the offense another chance, and again, they can't do anything with it.
And again, Ben Banks Santa Cruz will come out to punt for Lehigh, who's had a busy day.
Yeah, you've been calling his name quite a bit, Alec.
Yeah, probably. Generally, you call a punter's name that much, it's probably not a great thing.
He has been good.
Boots it, and that's a pretty good kick. And Lehigh's going to down it at the... They're down at the 1 yard line.
Wow.
Or the 2.
Beautiful coverage from Lehigh's special teamers. And a great punt from Alta Cruz.
That's a great punt there from Alta Cruz, and Lehigh pins Nova back deep in their own territory.
Fans, it's now time for us to try and give away $10,000 in cash.
So that will. So is there going to be another commercial break?
With us today is Matthew
It looks like it. Yes. So we'll take a break ourselves again. 9:20 left to go in the third quarter. Nova up 31-3. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9:20 left in the third quarter, with Nova up 31-3 over Lehigh. And offense looked good to start off, but after the interception, they went 3 and out and forced a punt, which is kind of the story of the game today.
Yeah, the other story of the game is Lehigh special teams playing amazingly, downing that punt at the 3 yard line. So now Nova has 97 yards to go if they want to score a touchdown here.
Ball is snapped. Watkins hands off, and there's a big hole for Barley, and he's going to get 25-30. He'll get all the way to the 31 yard line. And just like that, Nova again in business, and that's going to be a 29 yard gain, and that'll be a first down for Nova.
And D-Will Barley consistently has done that this game, able to find the holes and able to explode for big yards.
Yeah, and it's been a great day on the ground for Nova. They have a lot of really good runs. Now a counter here, and that's gonna be a big game there for number 1, TDIO Duragier, and that'll be a 12 yard gain for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, between Jalen Jackson, D-Will Barley, and TDIO Duragier, it's been ridiculous against this Lehigh defense. They have just ran it right down our throats, ran it around the sides. No matter what, they seem to be gaining yards on these plays.
And And Jalen Jackson in the first half alone had 144 yards on 8 carries.
Only 144.
Well, more of this half. Pass outside to Razier, and he'll get about 6 yards.
And they're able to incorporate their backs into the receiving game as well. Little screen passes like that, outlet passes. Lehigh has sort of tried to do the same thing on their side of the ball. Of course, there was the one play to DiPietro where sort of went off his hands and ended up being an interception off the deflection.
It'll be a first down and second down and 4 for Nova. And Watkins in the backfield gets the snap, hands it off to Jackson again, and he's gonna hurdle a guy. Wow. Okay, that was impressive. And
That was a great display of his athleticism.
I think that was Io Aragie, and he's had himself quite a nice third quarter, and that'll be a decent game for a first down, and Nova at Lehigh's 42.
Yeah, they are just marching down the field. They started at the 3-yard line.
And now they're already at the Lehigh 42. Watkins back to pass. He throws over the middle, and that's almost intercepted. Lucky didn't get that.
Some good pressure right there from Lehigh, but it looks like we may have a player down on the field for Lehigh.
And that is, I believe, is number 19, Andrew Worthy, the junior.
He's had some nice plays so far this game. Hate to see him go down like that.
Yeah, and there's been quite a few injuries today so far in this game.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, how it being the first game and all, you get a lot of cramps and guys coming back up to full speed from the offseason. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah, and it's definitely been an interesting, and it's definitely you don't want any injuries, especially now at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, with a score like this, 31-3, we won't say it's over, but this is the time for Lehigh to try to experiment a little bit, get their fundamentals down, and get something positive from this game.
Yeah, and you need at least one thing going. Need some of these positive momentum going in the next game. And speaking of which, that's going to be against Merrimack, which is a school all the way up in New Hampshire. So I don't know if they're driving, but if they do, they certainly got a long road ahead of them. And Lehigh's longest travel distance last year, I believe, was to Holy Cross, which was all the way up in Massachusetts.
Yeah, luckily we'll have Holy Cross coming to us this year.
Yeah,
that will be November 4th, pretty late in the season.
Yeah, and one thing I say about today's game, like while this isn't the result you wanted, at least it's not a Patriot League game, so at least it doesn't count toward It doesn't count toward those standings.
Yeah, I mean, we said it. Villanova is a very tough team, and opening against them for a team like Lehigh is always going to be difficult to win. So you sort of just want to focus on what you can do well in this game against a team like Villanova, and work on that. Hopefully they can see the mistakes and learn from them in the coming week as they prepare to face Merrimack.
Yeah, and let's see what they can. And again, let's see what they can do. Hopefully they can rebound next week and have a little bit of a performance against them.
The next home game will be in 2 weeks, September 16th against Cornell, which we will likely be broadcasting again.
That will also be Parents' Weekend.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, and that's usually a pretty high attended game.
Always love to see the home crowd show out.
Watkins hands off, and that'll be Barley up the middle, and about a 3-yard gain there. So nice stop there. Nice stop there by Lehigh.
Barley on the carry.
Or is it?
Tackle made by Mike Danucci.
That's I'm sorry, a 4-yard gain. I was looking at the other down judge.
Also there, Matt
Or
Stafford
line judge, I should say, pardon me.
3rd and 6 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, even some of these runs where they're not big chunk plays and they're not breaking it out for a big run, they're still getting decent yardage. 4 yards on, a run right there is not bad.
3rd down and 6 for Nova.
Makes the 3rd down a little bit easier for them.
Nova. Watkins back to pass. Screen to the left side, and that will be just short. Nice catch and run there by Justin Marcus, but that'll be just short of a 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 2, and
That was a great tackle by Logan Jones right there to stop him in the open field. He was sort of the guy chasing him down.
And let's see what Nova does here. They will go for it, and it'll be 4th down and 2. Let's see.
It's quite interesting here when you're up 28. But you might as well, I guess.
Watkins gets the snap, hands off to Barley, and he has a wide open hole, and he can go, and he will dive into the end zone and is just short. So a 33-yard gain for Barley and a 1st down goal for Nova. And they think they have a touchdown, but at this point, I'm not sure if it's really worth it to review it.
33-yard run on a 4th and 2. That is brutal. It really is.
Yeah, just again, that offensive line has opened up wide open holes at this entire game. You could drive a truck through them.
Seemed like Lehigh was sort of expecting pass right there. Maybe sort of a screen pass like they did the last play.
And it looks like they are going to review it. So let's see. The officials are going to review this call. This will be our first replay review of the year. So sometimes this takes a while. Sometimes it doesn't take any time at all.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah, I mean, even if the call stands, it's going to be a really tough hold for Lehigh's defense on that 1-yard line, especially given how Villanova's offensive line has sort of just bullied us all day.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's still a high probability to get in the end zone, but again, you never know. You never know. And let's see. It looks like that they're wrapping up this replay review fairly quickly.
Villanova's offensive line has an average height of 6'4" and an average weight of 314. Some big boys right there. They know how to pummel.
So it looks like the call on the field is going to stand as the offense runs back on the field for Nova. So not confirmed. So they're not 100% sure that it wasn't a touchdown, but they also don't have enough evidence to overturn the call. But regardless, it'll be 1st down and 1 for Nova at Lehigh 1. 2 men in the backfield along with Watkins. He'll get the snap, and Barley this time will get in the end zone. Touchdown Nova. They're up 37-3.
They just chose to punch it right up the gut. And why wouldn't they? It's been working all game for them.
I'm curious to see what the yards per carry of this game will be, because it's going to be pretty high for the Villanova Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the first half, they had, was it over 10 yards per carry?
Yeah, a high number, and this kick is up and it's good.
That'll make it 38-3. Now a 35-point deficit. That's 5 touchdowns.
Again, hopefully next drive, Lehigh can at least just get something going.
That's all we can hope for. the win seems to be out of their grasp today. Like we said, it's not Patriot League, so it won't have playoff implications. But I think it's very clear that this team has a lot of work to do before the second week.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of a gut punch here. Like I wouldn't say they came out flat, but it looks like it looked like they were overpowered. They got, and again, you got again. Sometimes like Nova probably has bigger guys, probably faster guys, so you got to learn how to play smarter. And
Yeah.
so they'd say I don't think they were able to do that.
Yeah, you gotta find ways to win. Giving up 3 turnovers is definitely not helping you. Talked about the turnover battle and Lehigh's struggles with that throughout the past 9 years.
The kick is away, and Jamil will be back to receive. Let's see if he does fair catch it again. And it was at the 11-yard line, too. I'm a little surprised he didn't at least attempt to see what he could do with that.
Yeah, we've seen him fair catch quite a few of these. I like seeing him run. We know Jamil is electric.
It'll be first down and 10 for Lehigh here. And again, it is still Sobor out there, and it's going to be both Garcia and DiPietro are in the backfield. Interesting strategy here, so I guess it keeps the defense more on their toes. First down and 10 for Lehigh at their own 25. Sobor will snap the ball, gets it, passes downfield to Johnson. An amazing one-handed catch there by Eric Johnson. Wow, what a play by him, and that'll be a first down for Lehigh at their own 45. So 20-yard pitch and catch there, 20-yard catch there for Eric Johnson.
Wow, that was a great play by Silbor. You had the corner blitz coming off the edge right there, so he had some pressure right away, and so he knew Eric Johnson was going to be open on the left side, and he put it in the spot where only Johnson could catch it. And, of course, Johnson with the brilliant one-handed catch.
So he gets a snap, goes to DiPietro, and he's dropped immediately. And that'll be about a half-yard loss there for him. Or, I'm sorry, that's Gage Garcia.
And Jake Rickwine getting into the backfield right there to take him out immediately. Not much Garcia can do right there.
So it'll be second down and 11 for the Mountain Hawks. Loss of 1 there. Sobor gets a snap, blitzes on, and fires downfield, and that's going to be a miscommunication. That pass was nowhere near anyone, and that'll be third down 11.
It looked like he might have meant for it to go to Jeffrey Jamil, but Jeffrey cut his route off short, so I don't know if he was supposed to run the go route or not.
Third down, 11 for the Mountain Hawks. Garcia in the backfield with Sobor. Sobor gets the snap, blitzes on again. He fires downfield to Johnson. It is caught by Eric Johnson. What a play by him again.
Another huge catch.
But that's going to come back. What a Randy mossed his defender, and a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 66 in Jackson Wiles, and that's going to wipe out a huge gainer for Lehigh.
That's so unfortunate right there. We talked about the mistakes and trying to just limit them, especially in a game like this where a win is probably out of the picture by now. You just want to execute and look good for the rest of this game, and that's not something you want to see right there.
I thought they were getting for holding, not for that. I mean, that's brutal, and that's a 15-yard penalty there. It's third down and 26 now for the Mountain Hawks. Screen to Garcia. He'll turn it upfield. he'll get a decent gain out of this. It'll be about
See, would have cut it down to about
12
half there.
yards, but that's not nearly enough for the Mountain Hawks. It'll be 4th down and 12, and then once again, they'll be forced to punt. Yes, Ben Banks Salt Cruz will come out.
We've seen him a lot today.
And they'll be playing from their own 42-yard line. Alta Cruz gets the snap. Punt is away, and this is a line drive kick. And Primo will let it roll, and not a bad punt there from Alta Cruz. They'll be down at the 18.
He's been very solid today for Lehigh, especially with the amount of punts that they've had. Although it hasn't really mattered much in stopping Villanova's offensive output, unfortunately. And now they're going to have another chance to put points on the board.
And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Nova at their own 18-yard line. So let's see what they can do on this drive. And they're still rolling with their starters out there, which is interesting. Up 35, they're gonna continue to get them playing time.
Yeah, you'd think they might want to throw in some backups there, throw in some young guys, get them some run.
I mean, they have a whole another quarter to do that, so that's what they might do.
That's fair.
Watkins hands it off to. It's a 2-yard gain, but I didn't see who it got handed off to.
Short gain on the play, 2nd down for the Wildcats.
I guess no one does because the PA announcer didn't say who it was either. But I believe it probably was Io Dorazier. So it'll be 2-yard gain from him. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Watkins back to pass. Looking, he'll fire to the sideline. That's caught. And I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds first. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. Usually that would just be, it's illegal touching, so you can't go out of bounds and come back in and be the first to touch the ball. So that's all it really is, just an incomplete pass and lost it down. That's it. So, but it'll be 3rd down 8 for the Wildcats here.
Yeah, I mean, that was to Io Dorazier again, and the running backs involved in the passing game.
Watkins in the shotgun again. Back to pass, splits is on, and a sack there, and number 8, Tyler Ochosky, went through untouched. And a huge loss there for Nova of 9, and they'll be punting from their own 11.
Yeah, that was massive right there. Great blitz call from Cahill.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. I mean, that's an interesting call from Cahill, and it worked. I mean, there was no one really, any Ochosky just went through untouched.
Yeah, now Nova punting from their own end zone.
The punt, and the kick is away. Jamil will fair catch it. And Wind, I think, took that a little bit there, and it'll be Lehigh's ball at their own 45 with 16 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
It looks like they might run one play here, but likely see them in the 4th quarter for this upcoming drive. Hopefully they can put more than 3 points on the board here.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly do a lot for their confidence just getting in the end zone here. I mean, there was one period of time where they didn't get a score, where they didn't get in the end zone for like 6 straight games.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Cahill is here to fix, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's an offensive mind. He's here to fix the offense, and I've seen, and again, 2 men in the backfield along with Silbor. I'll take the snap, hand it off to Garcia, who will take it about,
Garcia pick up a couple.
looks like about 2 yards here. I don't know. Yeah, 2 yards. I don't know. I'm not sure what the line judge is doing there, but it's 2-yard gain. So 2nd down 8. and that'll be in the third quarter. So not a lot of scoring here, but the one score was by Villanova, and they go up 38-3 going into the fourth quarter. So we'll take a little break, and we will be back to bring you this last quarter of regulation in the home opener versus Lehigh and Villanova. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter is now almost set to get underway in this opener between Lehigh and Villanova, and this is Kevin Cahill's first game as a head coach for Lehigh. Not exactly the way he wanted to go, I don't think.
No, certainly not. I think, especially with how he performed at Yale as the offensive coordinator, I think we expected a little bit more from the offense today. Only 3 points so far. We have yet to get into the end zone. To give a little more background on Cahill, we talked about last year going 8-2 with Yale and 6-1 in Ivy League play to win the Ivy League crown. His offense ranked in the top 25 in the FCS in total offense for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons last year. He initially came to Yale as their special teams coordinator and a wide receivers coach in 2012, and eventually took over quarterbacks in 2014 while serving as the assistant head coach and passing game coordinator. He helped Yale capture Ivy League titles in 2017 and 2019 before the 2022 championship, and they had the #1 offense in the Ivy League in 3 of the 10 years Cahill was on the staff.
Sobor, second and 8, back to pass. He throws to the sideline. It is caught by number 13, Dylan McFadden.
And since Cahill joined as the quarterbacks coach in 2014, Yale has ranked in the top 25 nationally in total offense 5 times and top 25 in scoring offense 4 times.
So we just got our third quarter stats, and Sobor now 16 of 28 with 127 yards. Third down, 6. Sobor back to pass. Blitz is on. Picked up well. Fires downfield, and it is caught over the shoulder by Jack DiPietro.
Wow, an awesome route there from DiPietro as a running back to be able to run that and then catch it over his shoulder. That is not an easy catch to make, especially with the defender right on his back.
And that'll be a 23-yard gain for the Mountain Hawks. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, now it looks like Lehigh is getting pretty close. have the ball on the 26 right now.
Ball is snapped, handoff to DiPietro up the middle, and he will pick up about a few. Looks like about 2 yards.
DiPietro tackled at the line of scrimmage. Second down, 9 yards to go for a first.
It'll be second down 8 for the Mountain Hawks.
So a little bit more on Cahill. We talked about his work with Yale quarterback Nolan Grooms, doing very well in his first season. Cahill also mentored quarterback Kurt Rawlings, the 2019 Ivy League Offensive Player of the Year, who's also Yale's all-time leading passer.
Pass to the sideline, incomplete.
He worked with Griffin O'Connor, the 2018 Ivy League Rookie of the Year, and Morgan Roberts, the number 2 all-time passer in Yale history. So Cahill and his quarterback certainly have a special place at Yale, and hopefully he can create that here at Lehigh as well.
Yeah, and again, it takes time, and hopefully over time that's what happens here. So third down 8 for the Mountain Hawks. They're at the Villanova 24. Sobor takes a snap back to pass, throws it, and caught by Kennedy, and he'll be down about the 20-yard line. It'll be about 4th and 3, and Lehigh now in the red zone. And let's see what Cahill decides to do here, and I think he's gonna put in the field goal unit. Huh. Actually, interesting. I'm a little surprised he went with the field goal unit there. I would have wanted to see them at least attempt to get in the end zone here, but a little more aggressive.
I'm with you here, Alec. You're down by 35. It's fine if you go for a 4th and 3 on the 19-yard line and, just attempt to get in the end zone. Like we said, a win is really not in the cards right now for Lehigh, barring some miraculous comeback. So just working on things and trying to execute, I think, should be the goal for them the rest of this game. And why not work on, a 4th and short play?
Now, Lehigh did take a timeout here, and I'm wondering if that's what Cahill was thinking. Maybe he might discuss a little bit more. And I think let's see, is he going to get the offense on the field?
Looks like that might be what's happening.
Yeah, I think he's putting the offense back on the field. All right, so I guess maybe he did hear us.
Yeah.
So it'll be 4th down and 3 for the Mountain Hawks at the Nova 19. Their first time in the red zone today. It'll be DiPietro and Sobor in the backfield.
See what they can do.
Sobor. Back to pass. Throws to Johnson. It is incomplete.
Really tight coverage on that slant route. Some good work from Villanova's secondary.
And that's going to be another turnover for the Mountain Hawks, but that's probably their best drive of the day. But it does not result in any points. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, their own 19.
Yeah, I don't blame them going for that one there.
Yeah.
Might as well take the shot.
I mean, at this point, 3 points isn't really gonna do a whole lot of a difference.
No, certainly not. And we were talking about Cahill's work with quarterbacks, and he has stayed confident in Brayton Sobor so far today. We talked about whether Sobor or Perry was going to start and play.
Screen pass, and about a 6 or let's call it a 7-yard gain.
Sobor has done all right so far today. Through the 3 quarters, he's 16 for 28 with 127 passing yards and no touchdowns, and of course the 2 interceptions. Now, you could argue that one of those interceptions due to a deflection from DiPietro, and the other one he had pressure on him almost immediately.
Handoff to Barley, and he's going to get stopped for about a 1-yard loss. So the captain, Mike DiNucci, with the stop there, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Mountain Hawks, and let's see if the defense can come up with a stop here.
Now, Alec, let me ask you this. In terms of when quarterbacks throw interceptions, do you think it's more on the quarterback or on the offensive line for giving up pressure or receivers for not running routes better or making the catch? Or what's your thoughts on that?
3rd down and 4. Watkins fires downfield, and it will be incomplete. An incredible catch there by number 82, Jalen Sanchez, but did not keep his feet in bounds, and Nova will be forced to punt. But going back to what you were saying, it depends. It all depends on the play, and if you go back and you gotta go back on replay and see, okay, who did what did we do wrong? And sometimes it's on the quarterback, sometimes it's on the line for giving up pressure, and sometimes it's on the receiver for not running the correct route, or combination of all those things.
Yeah, of course.
So Nova will punt here, and it'll be Fundacaro, and the punt is away, and Jamil will receive it, and he'll take a shot upfield, and isn't able to escape a few tacklers, but gets a nice return. He'll get up to the 45.
Looks like Fondacaro got hit a little bit after his punt right there, but again, no flag thrown this time. Wasn't too bad though.
No, yeah. It was a good return by Jeffrey Jamil, and he's been pretty solid today. He hasn't got a lot of opportunities, but he's done pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there has been much on Lehigh's offense when you only score 3 points, but you're right, Jamil's probably been one of those bright spots. We said, I mean, that pairing of wideouts between him and Eric Johnson is still pretty good on this Lehigh team, and hopefully in future games this season, we can see them combine to put some points on the board.
Yeah, and this is, you need your offense to perform better than this, and hopefully this is not a sign of what's to come, and hopefully this is a wake-up call and a sign to say we need to get better.
Yeah, like we've said all game, we know Villanova is a tough opponent, particularly defensively. They are a great defensive team, and we know Kevin Cahill is a great offensive coordinator in his time at Yale. I think it's not time to lose faith. He can certainly show what he can do in the coming games against Merrimack and Cornell.
Yeah, and I think they'll definitely be. I think it'll definitely get better. It's only the first game of Kevin Cahill's coaching career at Lehigh, so I expect the team to do a little bit better as the year goes on, especially when we get into those Patriot League games. And also, like last year, like the first game Lehigh lost, but then they were able to win this. They were able to win their second game against Georgetown. And by the way, that was a really good game. By the way, they were able to win the game on a stopped 2-point conversion attempt. So we first down and 10 for Lehigh at their own 45. Sobor back to pass, hands it off, and that will be number 83. And he'll give about 9. That's it, number 83. Martin Laham.
I think the first time we've seen him in this game.
Yeah, so it looks like some Lehigh's younger players are getting some time here.
Yeah, we talked about the significant number of first years on the
roster. Over the middle, and it's caught by Williams for a big gain. He'll be tackled at the Nova 16. So Lehigh coming out firing on this drive, and a wide open Nick Williams there gives Lehigh the first down.
Yeah, great play call there by Kevin Cahill, getting Nick Williams running right up the seam on a cover 2 defense. It looked like got him wide open.
Sobor in the backfield, takes a snap, hands it off to Garcia, and again, nothing really doing in the backfield. And looks like there's a player down. It looks like it's a player for Lehigh. I can't see who it is, though.
Trainers come out to take a look at him. A little bit more on Kevin Cahill. Before he was at Yale, he spent 4 seasons on the staff at the University of Maine, including 3 as their special teams coordinator. He also coached the wide receivers and running backs during his tenure, and he helped the University of Maine to a pair of FCS playoff appearances. In '06 and '07, Cahill coached at Murray State University, where he coached the wide receivers.
Yeah, and that.
And go ahead.
No, what were you say?
I was going to say his first Division I experience was at the University of Tennessee Martin in 2004 and 2005, where he helped the program record its first winning season in 13 years. So he has quite the resume, long history of coaching, and this is also after he was a student athlete as a 3-year starter at quarterback and a 3-year starting pitcher on the baseball team at Springfield College.
That's a nice history there for Kevin Cahill. I mean, multi-sport guy, and that's one thing that high school coaches talk about. Some of them, more at the college and professional level, like coaches say, like we want to see athletes who are multi-sport athletes because it helps them with a bunch of skill sets. Like I mean, previous head coach Matt Nagy for the Chicago Bears, he said that we want that players need to be multi-sport athletes to improve their livelihoods and improve their skill sets, and I have to say he's right there.
Yeah, of course. As we see now, the Lehigh player is able to get up, and he's being helped towards the sideline.
All right, good. I think that's George Panizan, that's a big one if he's injured. So.
Yeah, this was a long time he was down, so we really hope he's okay. He is one of Lehigh's 3 captains this year, and the only one on the offense.
Fans, Lehigh football travels to Merrimack next week, then hosts
And that's
Cornell on Family Day, presented
looks
by
like coming in for him will be number 50, Jack Sislow,
right here
for the
at
Mountain Hawks, the junior. And Lehigh's next 2 games will be away against Merrimack, at home against Cornell, and then away at Dartmouth. Yeah, Merrimack's that's a late game. It's a 4 o'clock game. I thought it would have been earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, talking about Patizan, he's a senior this year. The roster this year features a large senior class with 26 seniors on the team, including 3 fifth years, and 19 of the 26 seniors are appearing on Lehigh's depth chart. The 3 fifth-year student athletes are defensive lineman Dean Colton and Stefan Bland, and offensive lineman Jack Kempsey.
An impressive list of names there.
Yeah. Now, I will say, in comparison to our 3 fifth years, I believe Villanova has 19 fifth years on their roster.
Sobor back to pass. He fires toward the end zone. It is incomplete. Pass intended for number.
Just out of bounds, so ruled incomplete.
And it looks like, I think that's number 83, Martin Laham, and he's saying he got his feet in.
I'm gonna be honest, Alec. It looked to me that he got a foot in. In college, it's just the 1 foot.
Yeah. So they could honestly review this here.
It looks like they won't, actually.
Doesn't look like they're going to.
Well, unfortunate break for Lehigh. It would have been an amazing play if it counted.
Sobor takes a snap, looks downfield, he fires over the middle. It's caught by Jamil, who will be short of a first down by about 5 yards.
Sobor's pass complete to Jamil.
And it looks like they're going to go for it again.
Yeah, like we said earlier, why not?
So it'll be 4th down and 5.
Got about 9 minutes to play here in the game with a 35-point deficit.
Sobor and Garcia in the backfield. Sobor Gets the snap. Looking downfield, fires in the middle, and it is caught by Lehigh, and that will be enough for a first down.
It's a great play right there. We talked about Lehigh coming in this fourth quarter. We really hadn't said his name before, and he now is sort of making an impression. He's had quite a few nice plays already, even if the one in the end zone didn't count.
And it'll be a first down, and it'll be a first down goal for Lehigh at the 7-yard line. And they're on the doorstep now of getting their first touchdown of the day. So Bohr in the backfield. Takes the snap. Looking, fires for the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Gage Garcia. And there will be unnecessary roughness, a roughing the passer penalty against Nova on top of that. But a 7-yard touchdown pass from Silbo to Garcia, and Lehigh gets its first touchdown of the day and its first touchdown of the year.
That was awesome to watch. We talked about it. We just want to see him get in the end zone, prove that they can do it, and get something right this game, and they did it right there. That was a beautiful play. Gage Garcia was wide open for that, and overall just perfectly executed.
And Lehigh with interesting formation here, and it's going to be Hank Shapiro in the backfield with Nick Garrido.
Don't believe we've seen Shapiro yet this game, have we?
And let's see. And this is interesting. So 3 men split out left, 3 men split out right, 3 linemen, and 2 men in the backfield in Shapiro and Garrido.
It looks
And
like
and Dante Perry's one of the receivers on the left-hand side too.
Alec, I have no idea what's going on here.
There's 8 seconds left on the clock. Oh well, they're gonna reset the play clock, and now they're gonna go into a PAT formation.
A little bit of trickery.
Interesting idea there from Cahill, but regardless, the kick is up and it is good.
Maybe he just wanted to scare Villanova a little bit.
Interesting idea that from Lehigh coaching staff, but regardless, the extra point's good. Now they're down 38-10.
Chipping away.
So good job by Lehigh finally getting in the end zone with those who have to go in the fourth quarter on a wheel route by Gage Garcia.
Yeah,
and again, that's the momentum we talked about going in the next game, like just getting a touchdown, getting some confidence to your quarterback and your entire offense.
Yeah, and along with that, what's so important to that drive is the fourth down conversion, the play right before that to Martin Lehigh. I mean, we don't score the touchdown without that conversion right there, and that was a great play as well by Lehigh to make sure he got that first down.
And on Lehigh's scoreboard, in one of the end zones, they're showing a bunch of volleyball matchups coming up soon. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot over this upcoming weekend, which I have to assume we're going to be broadcasting some of those.
Yes, of course. Just to clarify to everybody, we will be broadcasting more football games this year, but along with that, we'll be broadcasting the volleyball games, field hockey, and men's and women's soccer. So we're excited. We hope to have a pretty busy schedule this fall.
Yeah, and we're excited for what's to come this year. I mean, we're looking to expand our capabilities, and we're looking to give some more broadcasters a chance. And we got a lot of great freshmen coming in this year to the broadcasting club.
Yeah, it's exciting times here at Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club.
So it looks like we're in a commercial break still. It looks like it's going to end soon, but regardless, again, it should be a good year, and we're also we'll be back for winter and spring as well too this year. I mean, we're gonna broadcast again baseball and softball too. I know we had a lot of fun with that last year.
Oh yeah, of course.
So Lehigh will be kicking off from the 50-yard line because of that roughing the passer penalty. Not really sure why. I don't know. That's kind of a low move there by Nova. I'm not accusing them of doing that on purpose, but like, why are you committing an unnecessary roughness penalty at this point in the game?
Yeah, they've got a big enough lead, don't they?
Now kicking off will be number 21, Kanan Kimball. And it's an interesting formation here from Lehigh. Kick toward the end zone, and Villanova is just going to let that roll in there, and they'll take the ball at their own 25.
Now, Alec, let me ask you this. We talked a little bit about how, I guess, bad the running game has been today. They haven't really been able to get it going. We've seen a lot of plays run out of shotgun from Lehigh's offense today. Do you think maybe that has a little something to do with the ineffectiveness of the run game?
Potentially, yeah, that could be the case. Yeah, I mean, their offense generally, the vast majority of their plays will be run out of shotgun, and they'll do a play under center once in a while, but pretty rarely. And but yeah, that could stunt the run game though a little bit if it's not done correctly, and that's going to be I think it's going to be a false start for Villanova, or a delay game.
Yeah, I know plenty coaches will try to start under center for their run plays so that their running backs can sort of get like a head start and get going downhill when they receive the ball instead of in shotgun where they sort of just have to grab the ball and go.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went to Garnet Valley High School. I mean, like, and every play when I was there was run under center. Throw is to the sideline. That's caught by number 18. By number 18, Justin Marcus, and he'll get that penalty. He'll get those penalty yards back and a little bit more. That's about a 7-yard gain. Second down and 8 for the Wildcats, and it looks like that they have changed quarterbacks, and now for Nova is a quarterback is number 8, James Mott. Mott
A graduate student.
takes a snap, hands off, and stopped is it looks to be number 28, DeWill Barley.
Yeah, he has seen a ton of touches this game, and he has looked very good for this Nova offense.
Or actually, I'm sorry, that could be. I think that's I believe that's Isaiah Wright. So he wasn't even listed on our depth chart, but he's playing this game.
Interesting.
So third down and 6 for Nova. Mott gets a snap. Looking. He fires the sideline that is way over the head of his intended receiver in Luke Daly, and Nova will be forced to punt.
Well, a good defensive possession there for Lehigh, despite Nova bringing in some backups on offense. This is sort of the success we're looking for here, and now they can get the ball back and maybe continue their success on offense.
So Nova will punt here. Snap is away, and the kick is also away, and Jamil will just get a fair catch this. And that'll be caught at about the Lehigh 22-yard line.
It was a good punt right there from Fondacaro.
And it looks, are we going to go into another commercial break?
Looks like it.
All right, so we'll take a little break here with 6:28 left to go in the fourth quarter. With just a little bit more to go in this first game of the regular season. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter, 6:28 left to go. Nova up 38-10. Once again, Malkask along with Zach Porter, and looks like Lehigh is gonna. I think they may have changed the quarterback, and I think that's gonna be. It looks like it's Dante Perry out there now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of experimenting from Cahill. See what Perry can do.
Garcia runs up the sideline. Is he gonna go? And that's gonna be a big gainer. And he's out at the 49-yard line. I can't believe that wasn't a horse collar tackle.
Seriously, he got sort of ripped back from behind.
I don't know how you didn't call. I don't know how you don't. I can't believe that there was no penalty called there. I mean, it looked like a fairly obvious horse collar tackle there.
Yeah, I mean, we said earlier in the game about how these officials weren't calling too much. They were mostly letting the guys play, so that may be what that was.
Oof, but man, that was a pretty obvious one there, though. I'm not gonna say more on the officiating, but yeah, I thought that was a fairly obvious horse collar.
Nonetheless, great run there by Garcia, able to find the hole and bring it down the line.
Leham gets tackled in the backfield. That'll be a loss. Nice tackle there by number 45, Jordan Nelson. I'm wondering if you might see a little bit of a makeup call here, kind of with the new baseball.
Makeup call.
You know what I'm talking about there, right?
How do you do a makeup call in football?
You call it. You throw a flag and you say like, that's holding. Like just make it up. I don't know.
I'm sure these referees are being fair and honest, Alec.
No, I know they are. I know they are. Perry fires way downfield, and it will be incomplete. Pass intended for number 5, Connor Kennedy, and that'll be a third. Now it'll be a third down and 13.
Double coverage right there. Not entirely sure what Perry was thinking. Maybe just hoping for a big gain right there.
And it'll be third down and 13.
Nova's secondary has been very solid this whole game.
Absolutely.
Especially the safeties in providing that extra help over the top has prevented Lehigh from getting too many deep balls.
Perry back to pass, run up the middle, and he's going to look for a first down, but he's not going to get there. He'll be just short. It'll be about 4th down and 3. And is Kevin Cahill going to keep the offense on the field? Looks like it.
Nice work from Perry to use his legs to at least get a little bit closer.
So it'll be about 4th down and 4, a 9-yard scramble there for him. Perry and Garcia in the backfield. Takes a snap, and there's a false start. And that's going to be on number 78, Christian Curatolo. And now it looks like the punt team will come on the field.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. We've talked about trying to limit the mistakes and limit penalties, most importantly. And like you said, pre-snap penalties are the most preventable of all.
And once again, we Ben Banks, Salta Cruz, punting for Lehigh. Snap is away. Here's the punt. Line drive, and it's going to be fair caught by Pringle at about the 12 or 13-yard line.
He might be Lehigh's MVP today. He's been getting a ton of work in.
Yeah, I mean that's probably like his sixth or seventh time punting today.
I believe it might be his 8th. That's his first of the 4th quarter, correct?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it is.
Through the first 3 quarters, he had 7 punts for 317 yards, averaging 45.3 on his punts, which is very good at this level.
Snap is taken, and it'll be down for a huge loss, and there's flags flying around. That's probably going to be a face mask penalty on Lehigh.
Dave Nelson coming up to make the tackle. No gain on the play, penalty flag down.
And let's see.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 54, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be a first down for Nova. So what looked like to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss, Nova gets bailed out here, and they get instead they get a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, just as we talk about the penalties, another one, right?
Yeah, I mean, so far Nova's been winning the penalty battle today. Snap is taken. That looked kind of weird, but nevertheless, and it'll be about a 2 yard gain. That's going to be number 38, John Rodon. Or I'm sorry.
Ball carrier,
I'm sorry. That'll be Isaiah Wright.
by Lehigh's Michael Jordan,
And tackled by Michael Jordan, not that Michael Jordan.
second and 9, Villanova.
Maybe you can live up to the name. You never know.
Maybe, let's see. The Michael Jordan of Lehigh. Interesting.
What brand of cleats do you think he wears?
Nike? That'd be a good question. If I see him one day, I'll ask him that question. Second down and 9. Pass to the sideline. That's going to be caught. And it'll be a nice double tackle by Edwards and Singleton.
Yeah, that was good to see there. Aggressive on the ball right there.
So we with third down and 6 with about 2:20 left to go. Be nice if we got to stop here.
Yeah, if we could see the Lehigh offense on the field one more time, that'd be nice. Maybe they can rack up another field goal or touchdown.
So let's see. Mott in the backfield. Hand it off, and Edwards will be just short. It'll be 4th down and 2, and Nova's going to send out the punt team.
Yeah, nice tackle there from behind. Needed that.
And once again, Fondacaro will be out to punt for Nova, and he's got a decent amount of work today too, actually.
Yeah, in this second half, they've certainly used him a lot more. 31 points for Nova in that first half, and all they've scored is the lone touchdown in the third quarter for this second half. Though granted, they have been sending out a fair bit of backups to get them some run.
Snap is away, and the punt is almost blocked. Jamil will let it roll, and it'll roll to looks like the 18-yard line of Lehigh. So 55 seconds left to go, and I'm gonna guess that that KO will call one or two run plays, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, no reason to really try much here. Just try and execute, make your blocks.
And again, it's going to be Perry coming out at quarterback. So it looks like we know the answer to the quarterback race. It looks like it's Silber being the starter for Cahill. And, I mean, unless we see anything different, that's just what I'm going to assume.
I think we can assume that, but I won't assume that it's quite over just yet. Remember, this is just game 1, and Lehigh has only scored the 10 points, so
Perry,
there's plenty of room for Perry to, put himself in the conversation as starter again.
Perry gets an 8-yard gain on a keeper, and second down and 2 for Lehigh. And 39 seconds left to go, and they should just run about one more play, and that'll do it.
Yeah, it looks like what's about to happen.
Perry in the backfield in the shotgun takes the snap, hands it to DiPietro, who gets a big gain up the middle, and that gets a nice gain out of it, but there's a flag thrown.
That was a nice run for him right there.
And it looked like it was some kind of late. I'm not sure. I feel like that's holding, but also that was a late flag for holding.
Yeah.
So let's see. That'll stop the clock for now. but 14 seconds, though. I mean,
Looks like this game is essentially over.
yeah. Let's see.
There is no foul on the play because the defensive penalty coming off. Third down.
Okay, so there is no penalty, and that's gonna be a first down for Lehigh. So it'll be a 12-yard game for DiPietro, and that'll in essence end the game.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. It seems like Lehigh's offense has at least come to life a little bit here in the final moments of this game. They scored the touchdown on that last drive. It's just a shame that we couldn't see this sooner and have them be in the game from the start.
Yeah, you would have liked to see the offense get going earlier in the game, like you just said, but it is encouraging to see the offense doing a little bit better in the second half and getting some confidence going to the next game against Merrimack. But anyways, that'll do it. Your final score from Goodman Stadium, Villanova 38, Lehigh 10. Nova moves to 1-0, while Lehigh drops to 0-1. A little bit disappointing game for Lehigh, but hope this will be a lesson learned for them, and hopefully they can use this to get better. But the next game for Lehigh will be at Merrimack on September 9th, and then at home against Cornell on September 16th, Parents' Weekend. Like Zach said, we should be broadcasting that, and also we got a bunch of volleyball games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and again field hockey games as well. More soccer games will occur later in the year, but a lot of sporting events here on Goodman campus, and we'll be excited to bring you all of them.
Yeah, of course. And if you're listening and you're a Lehigh student interested in the Sports Broadcasting Club, we are going to be having our first scheduling meeting of the year this Monday at 4:30.
And Rouch Room 137.
So please stop by for that. We'll be showing our members how to use the broadcasting equipment and scheduling games for the next couple of weeks. So that should be exciting. If you just want to listen, you can follow us at our socials on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube to watch the streams.
Well, anyways, that'll do it from us. From Zach Porter and Alec Eskin. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you soon.